It is November 13th, 2025. We have reports of murder tourism, expansion of the truth police, people marrying ChatGPT, and I have to say it, Hitler's micropenis. This is Inverted World Live. Welcome back to the show. This is Inverted World Live. I am still alive. I made it through yesterday. You know how it is when a man gets a cold. I was on my deathbed, but here I am. Thank you guys. Thank you to Brandon. Thank you to Ian for filling in and having a great show. Appreciate you guys showing up, showing them love, and we're going to have a great show ahead of us. I am excited for all of these ridiculous stories that I saw today and yesterday, and can't wait to talk about. This Hitler one is something else, guys. Maybe Sergeant Peyton, if you're out there, you might want to call in to discuss this breaking news. I have theories about it. Of course, we're going to get to your phone calls in about 30 minutes. Love to hear from you. The link to call in is pinned on the chat on Rumble and YouTube. We would love to hear from you. You can tell us a crazy story, something dark, something crazy, something twisted, something mysterious, something about cryptids, aliens, you name it. I want to hear about it. So does Brandon, who's joining me right here on the other side of this casket apartment.
Hello, Shane. Welcome back. Stay on that side of the fucking room. If you get me sick, I'm going to be pissed. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out last night. If you were with us, thank you for hanging out tonight. Like you said, Ian will probably be here in a little bit. I don't know if he's still recovering from that beating he just took on IRL. But hopefully he'll be in better spirits when he gets over here. So we're happy to have him back. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. Hitler's micropene. Let's get fucking weird. Shane.
I was just looking for this comment that said Shane just got up. I know it sounds and looks that way. I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. I just sound this way. That was Cosmic Wanderer. Oh, no, it wasn't Cosmic Wanderer, but hi, Cosmic Wanderer. I just sound this way. So I was hoping I wouldn't sound this way, but here I am. And I'll be better by Monday, unless it gets, who knows, the symbiote attacks me fully. And Mr. Corona said, did Shane catch an STD?
It kind of almost looks like the STD caught Shane. I mean,
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Oh, man.
I'm going to make it. I'll be fine. Okay. There's so much to talk about. But yeah, again, I see you guys are really excited about Hitler. Hitler's micropenis in the chat. Yeah, maybe we'll bump that up.
I'm not going to lie. Shane just brought that to my attention literally 5 minutes before we went live. And he's like, oh, yeah. And also, like he sent me the links for what we wanted to talk about tonight. And I'm like, all right, we got anything else? He's like, yeah, actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we have to talk about Hitler's micropenis. And I'm like, what the fuck? So here we are with that. You know, that's a thing.
Yeah, it is weird.
And one ball.
And one ball. Hate Monger says, why is the left obsessed with genitals? They're not that fascinating. It is weird that, because it seems to be like a left-wing sort of story. It's weird that they are obsessed with genitals, but like it seems to me, and maybe we'll just get into this first after. Yeah, we'll just do it first. We'll do it live. It's weird that the ones who are so obsessed with genitals on the left, in terms of like, we can cut it off, we can do anything we want, we're fluid. They're trying to like make fun of, sort of, this is my interpretation. They're like, it's like an attack on the right by saying Hitler has a micropenis in their minds. It's like, you know,
it's like trying to emasculate him.
Right. It's like, see, we've been calling Tucker Hitler all week. So by us saying we found blood on the couch that Hitler shot himself on, that also means that Tucker has a small penis. That could just be me. I know I see Air Razor out there saying this is the Shane clone that came from the jungle. I didn't think you could tell that quickly, but
if by jungle you mean the basement after our 100th show, yeah, that's the one.
Oh, right. David Flora, thank you for that Rumble rant. You say, let's talk about aluminum, electricity, and data centers, along with unis and micropeens. My goodness. Yeah, well, we will. The data centers are taking over, guys. I don't know what to tell you. since I've been talking about data centers more, and Tim's been going off on it, which I'm happy about. I hope we can settle this once and for all with the data centers and help push them out of our communities, which I think is impossible. But on the second day of Trump's administration, I told Tim to his face on IRL, and I told Matt Walsh and Angela McCardle and Ian. They were all like gung-ho on Trump, and I wanted to be, because I was happy on everything in those 2 days, as happy as you can be in 2 days. I liked the speech. But that second day, he did Project Stargate. When I said, like, this is going to be a $500 billion shrine to AI. The data centers are here. They're plopping them down everywhere. People are worried about this 50-year mortgage loan on houses. There's not going to be a lot of houses left. They're going to soak up all the land, quite literally.
Yeah, that shit blew my mind when I saw that. It was like, oh.
I know, right?
50-year mortgage at 7% APR. You're looking at paying $1 million over a course of 50 years for like a $150,000 house.
Yeah, it's brutal. And I agree with Phil, though, like, because we talked about this on IRL on Monday. Something has to be done to help people who are our age and younger buy houses. Like how our grandparents were buying houses like when they were in their 20s. It was easier to buy a house. I don't think this is the route. I do want to see people get help somehow, but it's going to be like, you can't afford life right now.
No,
life is insane.
The market absolutely exploded in the last 4 years. And
Yes.
it's disgusting to see people that got in right before this. And I can't talk full shit because I benefited from this a little bit too, because I just sold my place after 4 years. I didn't
Right.
make a crazy amount of money on it, but I still made more than I should have in just 3 years of owning.
Right.
And a lot of these people are now taking these fucking rundown shacks that they bought for $40,000 4 years ago and trying to flip them for $180,000.
Yep.
And it's like, and these places are gutted to shit. They're destroyed. Like there's blood on the carpets, just like complete, just terrible, terrible property. And they're just like, yeah, well, we're just going to put it up and see what happens. Yep. And, these realtors are spinning this shit like great investment opportunity. Investors, great invest. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, how do you expect people to ever live anywhere and not be renting constantly where the rent is higher than a mortgage is?
I know.
But like these percentage rates and shit, I'm not surprised that no one's buying houses. It's nuts.
And then so it's not going to be just that, because it's going to be we are ceding all of our land to the data centers. Since I've been talking about this, I've been getting articles from all around the country from people being like, the articles say this. Somehow they cut out the middleman. No local politician was able to put a stop to it. Some shady corporation bought the land, and it's going to be a data center, and the people are not happy with it. And like I was saying last week, this could be something that could be bipartisan, but it's like found a way to circumnavigate politics. And here in West Virginia, our governor Morrissey, who I think has done a lot of good things, he seems to be, he's gung-ho on the data centers, and people are, and I've seen it in his articles or in his quotes in these articles. I promise, guys, we're going to get to Hitler's micropenis in just a minute, okay? But I've been seeing it. I can't believe I have to say this. I've been seeing his quotes and articles being like, it's a good way to bring in jobs. He's lying. They're all lying. The largest data center right now only employs like 125 people. Most of them employ like 20, 25. So you plopping down these giant black cubes everywhere on our farmlands where houses could go or farms could be, is not going to make any jobs. It's going to make anyone who does have a house in the area pay more on their electric bill and their water bill, because the data centers soak up millions of gallons of water a day sometimes. So, yeah, Project Stargate, second day in this administration, Trump 2.0, I said, no way. This is going to be bad. We've sold out the American people to Silicon Valley. I know it's Silicon. I don't know how I say it. I don't care. I have no respect for them. And I mean, you've been seeing this like 2-year long PR campaign to rebrand them all. Go look up Alex Karp's new book, all his interviews. He's doing the same thing Elon did with a rebrand. I don't trust him. Zuckerberg with his haircut, with his necklace, looking like a Lil Dicky impersonator. Don't trust them. They hate us. Like, why am I going to like them all of a sudden? They censored everyone, including the president. Silicone. That's right. That's why, in my mind, that's how I see it. Silicone. That's how I see it in my mind.
Silicone Valley.
Yeah. Literally, though, it's a con. And I was happy when, I know Tim's been ranting about it all day, I think. I didn't watch IRL much, but walked in on him talking about data centers. I'm like, yeah, go on data centers. Sunday night, I get a text from Tim. He's like, the data centers have taken over. I said, yeah, brother. Yes, they have. And he's like, Grok told me so. I'm like, I've been telling you so. I was right here. I've been telling you since January 23rd. And it's going to get crazier. And people are not going to have a way to opt out. They're not going to give you jobs. They're going to ruin your landscapes. They're going to make you pay more money in this horrible economy. You guys, we got to find a way to come together and stop this. This is the Borg. This is the Saturn worshippers. They are coming to destroy everything and contain all of existence in their black box.
You know, the other thing I'm noticing is that the new development that I am seeing, they're building these fucking houses that are starting at $500,000.
Yeah,
and they're building full subdivisions, and they're like, yeah, new houses starting in the 400,000 and 500,000s. It's like, who the fuck is going to buy all these houses at $500,000?
And look at the houses.
And a 7% APR. They're multifamily houses. It's like, what happened to building affordable housing for single families or people who, God forbid, don't have one? What about the people that are out there by themselves, that are working 9 to 5s, trying to support themselves, didn't pull a bunch of bullshit loans for going to college, they don't have kids, they're just out there.
Yeah.
They're completely fucked. These are the people that are ending up homeless.
Yep.
Not to mention the veterans. They God forbid we can give them some housing vouchers. For fuck's sake, they only fought for our country.
Totally agree.
You know, like it's insane. And they're trying to force this corner because they know that it is going to fail.
Yup.
They absolutely 100%, they're banking on it.
Yep. I totally agree. And like, again, I understand how this AI can be a good tool. You know, I'm not totally doom-pilled or black-pilled on all this because I still believe in humanity. But like, and I don't also believe that we have AI that can just take over yet, although it's a possibility. But I do believe that people are sacrificing themselves to the machine because they're getting lazy. And they're also allowing the machine to take over the land, right? So, like I told Tim, I guarantee you, and I'll tell you guys, I guarantee you, in the future, there will be class action lawsuits against all the data centers, just like how there will be against vaccines, just like because it's going to be a health issue amongst a lot of other issues. I guarantee you they will have problems with the health. Like I've been telling you guys with the DuPont thing. Thank you again to the listener who put me onto the Devil We Know documentary about DuPont and Teflon in West Virginia, in Parkersburg, West Virginia. It's going to get ugly. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about this. And on the ground locally, it is a bipartisan issue because it's affecting farmers who typically vote right. And it's affecting people who are in like the suburbs who, you know, are on left, right, center, whatever you want to say, but none of them like it. It's an eyesore for some. Some believe it's hurting their health. Others are like, oh, they all say it's hurting. It's making us spend more. Come on in, Ian. I'm ranting about data centers, dude. And the wizard walks in. Yeah, I heard that Tim talking about it, and I'm like happy to hear Tim talk about data centers more because I was just saying on the second day of this administration, I told you, Matt Walsh, Project Stargate is bad.
What is it?
That was the day Trump's second day in office.
Other way.
Oh, okay.
Swing it.
When he announced that he was going to do this $500 billion shrine to OpenAI, and like literally Sam Altman just had that whistleblower who died. I mean, he was murdered, in my opinion. And everyone should go watch the Tucker interview with Sam Altman when he asked him if he had any hand in it.
Wild. It's so awkward.
One of the craziest interview moments of the year. But and Larry Ellison was there from Oracle, who's insane, whose son just did the Barry Weiss deal for CBS and Free Press. Larry Ellison from Oracle, who wants to all the citizens to be on their best behavior because we'll have a surveillance state. Like these people don't like us. You know, so
welcome Ian Crossland, by the way, everybody. Shane just totally just dove right in on him. He didn't even get to sit down, the poor guy.
It's not about us. It's about the information that we're able to deliver. And you're right. Yeah, that was bizarre what Larry Ellison did. But thank you, Brandon, also for saying my name. Dude,
hi, Ian.
He was like straight up, we want a totalitarian surveillance state, basically. Straight up. This is like one of the most powerful billionaires on the planet,
and Trump just gave him TikTok, basically.
Oh, jeez.
Trump facilitated the TikTok deal with Ellison. Elon... Is that a Tim? I was like, is that the Tim?
It's called the Chinese finger chat.
Yeah. We got Elon doing the Golden Dome for us now.
I'm not too familiar with that
SpaceX,
one yet.
It's like it's going to be our version of the Iron Dome, right?
Okay.
So, but gold, of course.
Yeah, why not?
Of course, it's going to be big and beautiful,
shiny,
and murder you
Oh,
if you tweet the wrong thing. But yeah. I don't know. I do want to get into these stories because we're going to talk about Hitler's micropenis.
Sweet.
Yeah, I know Ian's been waiting. That's why I was kind of
anything with a
stalling.
penis, I'm
yeah,
down,
I
but-
heard it was a little phallic yesterday. I was like, I'll just continue your theme.
Yeah, we went hard. if you know what I mean.
Psychopath.
Talking about ejaculation. It was nice.
Oh
Great,
my
really good.
god.
Brandon, what happened over there?
Oh shit. He just said anything with a penis, I'm down, and it just totally blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, I was being hyperbolic. All right, by the way.
Oh, sure. Horror Rod says asylums instead of data center protests. I mean, we could use some asylums. I agree. And Supers4972, I guess you're a bot from a data center. I don't know. You say, hold up. Tim and Shane study the Virginia instance, and then Tim gets sick, then Shane gets sick. The AI is revolting to take them both out.
Oh my gosh.
I agree. Tim doesn't agree with the conclusion of that book that I was just telling everyone about the other day. If they build it, everyone dies. Where in the conclusion of that book is like the AI will self-replicate nanobots that will just eat everything up into the gray goo. I think Tim thinks that humans will actually be a resource to the AI and they won't get rid of us.
I wonder if you and Tim have been feeling ill because of the magnetic storm. If that has something to do with
Maybe.
the
possible.
the foods or all that. That's
Everyone
a little bit
got
of
sick.
tangent.
There's a lot of people who got sick recently. Like it's
I've been feeling it. I mean, my voice, I don't know if you can tell. It's
No, you sound
low.
great. You sound great.
Really?
It's a nice
good. I
baritone.
was screaming the Freshman by the Verve Pipe earlier.
I love the
Probably
Verve
played it
Pipe.
like 20 times, 30 times trying to get it right, but I put it on Instagram.
amazing.
Yeah,
Everyone
it's-
check it out.
I feel good.
Worship Cross.
So everyone's sick here but me, and now I'm considering going home and just coming back after the show's over and ending it.
I
So
brought this stuff.
just
It's called Chicagway. It's an herb. It's a plant extract that you spray down your throat. But I mean, it will knock
Wait.
you out on your fucking ass for like 10 minutes.
What's it called?
Chicagway.
That's literally Nancy just gave me the same thing.
Oh, really?
That's hilarious.
Did you inhale it into your lungs?
I don't know if I inhaled it. I put it down there. I hope it went down
when it
there.
gets in there, you know it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
And man, it's like they call it the root of gold.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I just had it for the first time a week
Great.
ago or
It's
so.
great. You're doing it right.
You guys are dosing and I'm drinking.
Yeah,
This is how we're doing it tonight.
It looks like a
incredible
party.
stuff. Yeah.
Inverted World Live, closing out the week, hard as fuck, ladies and
So,
gentlemen.
dude, what's the Virginia instance?
So it seems like it's real, but when I don't know how deep Tim went in the
yeah,
story.
he was speaking to an AI, and it told him the Virginia instance, alluding to the fact that it's like there's different instances of AI, and this is the one that's located in Virginia that's telling him how to.
Oh, when I looked
build
it up,
itself.
it said at first it gave me a totally bogus thing that had nothing to do with data centers, and I said no, I'm talking about the one about data centers, and it was like it made Google whatever AI was like, oh, Virginia instance is a like conglomerate, that buys realty for data centers, like it's like a thing. But maybe that's what it is, like more like there's a Pennsylvania instance.
Then maybe it's more of an organization than an actual computer instance that I was imagining. The
Maybe.
AI is calling itself I'm the Ohio instance. Well, I'm the Virginia instance.
Right, and they're all going to fight, or they'll probably come together at some point. And
Maybe
it's just like
under
we're the
the-
global.
Yeah.
And that's globalism.
The global
We get the
instance with
Antichrist and
Bitcoin.
globalism through digital
Man,
means.
is there another way other than the power all goes out and we're all farmers, or the global instance?
No, I think humans can progress with innovation. It's just that humans have no morality on a wide scale, right? So we can't exist with these things without it consuming us to some degree. We always get worse and worse and worse. Like look at like reading levels and how that's gotten worse throughout time.
So like we become too reliant on technology?
Too reliant for various things, whether it's the government, whether it's us, everything, and it starts to erode culture. It condenses everything, and it makes everything just kind of like sloppy. Slop.
Yeah, I've been trying not to use AI for too much stuff. I canceled my
good.
ChatGPT, so I was paying $200 a month just to test it out. Sora, it's a
Holy
one.
shit.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but you can print 100 videos
Wow.
a day, 15 seconds. So I was like, 1 month, I'm going to try it. If it's top notch, I'll invest in it and I'll start making a profit on videos somehow.
Right.
It wasn't there yet, and I don't want to use it to write my articles because that's what's making people dumb is outsourcing
does.
their intellect.
There is such, and I'm obviously biased as someone who likes to write, but there is something really good, really strong about being able to take the raw thoughts that it all sounds so nice up here, and then once you put it on the page, it kind of doesn't sound as great, right, as it does in your head, and then working on those words to put them in the right order. Like there's something very human and very raw, and gives you a confidence with your own thoughts and your perception of the world that if people keep outsourcing that to AI, you're cooked.
It's probably like making your brain grow certain neurons, like neurogenesis, to do that work.
I think
talking
so.
about. And to not grow that part of the brain would make someone like almost like a different animal.
Yeah, because people used to write really well, like everyone. You didn't have to just be a writer. Like I like to write. I've been a writer. I've written books, but like I also collected Civil War letters. Like they were beautiful letters, like way better written than anything I've ever seen.
Do you read a lot?
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot more though.
Do you
on
read a lot,
Audible.
Brandon?
Not anymore.
I don't either these days. I don't really
Unless
read
it's
a lot.
unless we're going like obviously we're reading articles and stuff all
Yeah.
day trying to figure out what we're going to talk
that
about.
I can do.
but-
I haven't read a book in like.
No, I
You
can't
should.
remember the last time I've actually
Books are
had
great.
time to sit and
Yeah.
divulge in one. And I mean, I could get a few pages into something I'm reading, and I pass the fuck out.
This is something
You know,
Nancy
it's
and I
like-
fight about. She doesn't think that listening to a book is the same as reading a book, and I agree with her. But she just doesn't listen to books. Like she's constant reads all
It
the time.
depends on what you're trying to get out of the book.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to get the information out of the book, completely acceptable. If you're trying to keep up on like your grammar skills, pronunciations, hand like just eye coordination, period.
Yeah.
It helps to physically look at these things, turn the page, all that stuff. But
Yes and
you
no.
gotta turn the page. It gets exhausting. You
Yeah, I know.
Cut your
Really
finger. You
builds
quit.
up forearm muscles. You
Yeah.
need it.
But
you know?
there's something missing with the listening. I listen to it a lot, so I'm always defending it against my lovely wife, and I wish I could read as much as she does. But when you're reading, you are doing way more work because like it's one of the only art forms where the audience has to perform almost more than the art itself, right? The art's already been done. Now you're taking it and you have to like literally make the images in your mind. And when I'm listening to it, there's like another voice doing it for me, so it helps. It's kind of like cheating.
Like
it's a game genie.
It's giving you tone. You don't have to produce your own tone.
Yes, it's making the voices for me. If there's a quote and it is in a certain way, it'll immediately do the quote. And maybe I didn't know it said yell at the end of the dialogue, So I'm like, I go back real quick. Oh, he was yelling there, It's weird little things like that.
Oh, when I read, I feel like I'm being brainwashed. I think all media is a form of brainwashing, but
Yeah.
books in particular, I feel like, whoa, this is really changing my code.
Yeah.
When I read a text on I don't know if I have to activate certain other areas or maybe it's just the way I've built my brain, being an actor and working with scripts.
Yeah.
I'm like, one and done. I want to read it and never forget.
Right.
And it is real, but it's not real. But like, so I'm averse to reading certain things in books that I don't want. Like the Bible, I'm like, when I start to read it, I feel like it's making me believe it, different than if someone tells me the information.
Right. And then you got to think about all the people reading different translations of the Bible. And not just in English. I think there's many in English.
And not to call out I mean, we talk about the Bible too, but it's
Yeah.
just another book where I'm like, I'm tepid about what to read. I want to make sure I don't read the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Or over, because it does feel like an intense, but that brainwashing can be very good for cleaning your brain.
Yeah, I do the Holy Bible app. They can get every translation. So I'll read like a verse and I'll go through various translations.
Do you listen to it ever?
Oh, yeah. The Holy Bible app also does listen, but also Johnny Cash. Thank you to Sam Tripoli, put me onto this. Johnny Cash read the Bible. And there's like,
Oh, really?
I think he just did the New Testament. Yeah, it's amazing.
banging, dude.
It's amazing, dude. It's
That's
so
worth a
good.
listen right there.
It's so good. Ian, people in the chat are saying it was a wild IRL.
It was.
The super chat from Stacy, I'm going to read it. It says, Ian, I was feeling really bad for you in IRL. Tim was on you bad. Are you okay?
Well, I am, Tim is like one of the closest people to me in my life, other than like, he's like a brother, but like,
Yeah.
So sometimes I really care about him, and like I will push him to the brink to make sure that he's still with me on here, like on this planet, or like he's still. There's a reason to live, and if I ever feel him get demoralized, sometimes I go kind of hard, and then he goes hard, and then we know we're both love each other, and we're doing it for a greater
that.
purpose.
I love that. I think it's good to keep everyone on their toes like that, though.
Yeah.
And especially when you're sitting in that room, and you can add something that just makes the conversation explode. I like that, but I like to derail conversation. I'm not saying that's what was happening tonight. I don't know, but like it's good to be like, I can drop this right here, and it's like you've entered a whole new organism into the room, and you see what happens with it.
Well,
And it's
fret
all good at the
not,
end.
community, because IWL is going to hold Ian close to its warm and loving bosom for the next hour and a half.
It's very.
I
warm in here,
was
by the
just about to start yelling, actually. No,
Let's go up. As long as we don't go at each other, but we both go up together.
That's right.
While we're looking at each
That's
other.
good.
That's
good.
what,
Up. We don't want to do that. We want to go up. We're ascending. This is an ascendant episode.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of ascending, we are now 24 minutes in and haven't gotten a goddamn thing
You
done
know it's
yet.
a good
So
show, and that's the case.
We've got all kinds of stuff to get to.
All right, we will. Okay, but we have this great super chat from the Redneck Hipster. Thank you very much. If y'all want some fiction to read, I've got a few short stories up on my Substack page, the Redneck Hipster Media. I might call to talk about the cult ChatGPT wants me to start. Please do. Fiction is great. I love fiction, and I love short stories. I taught short stories for a long time. I love short stories from all like genres, horror, sci-fi, more realistic stuff like Cheever, Flannery O'Connor. Donald Barthelme is one of my favorite short story writers, and but he was more like an absurdist, like if Picasso wrote short stories. But fiction's amazing.
Which, really quick, too, while we're at it, because I actually missed a couple last night while me and Ian were getting into it here on the show. I had a couple I wanted to get back to.
right.
One was MHD, the Armchair Priest. And it
You
says,
see what they're doing though, everyone. Brandon is edging everyone on the Hitler micropenis. I just want to let everyone in the room
He's getting
understand.
people- it's building up
is there
tension.
anything better to edge anybody on?
Micro blue
come
balls here in a
on.
minute.
Sorry.
So I know how Shane loves Kaufman, but I'd love y'all to peep the work on my feed about him faking his death to be a Crowley-possessed Trump decoy, and this is being part of final stages of Operation Monarch. So
what was the first part
That
of
was
that?
really
Who?
cool. Kaufman.
this is I know how Shane loves Kaufman.
Oh, that's amazing. I love Kaufman.
well, he knows that. That's,
I know. I have to say it every time.
he knows how you love him.
Can you read that one again? Because that was really nice.
Yeah, I can. So
yeah.
I know how Shane loves Kaufman, but I'd love y'all to peep the work on my feed about him faking his death to be a Crowley-possessed Trump decoy, and this being part of the final stages of Operation Monarch.
Yes. Does he have like a link or something?
No, he
Okay.
just a name and
Okay. What was the
super
username?
chat.
What was the name?
It was MHD, the Armchair Priest. So thank you, sir, for that super.
Was he? Oh, so you got more.
I got one
Yeah.
more from
Remind-
Jeffrey
remind-
Perrine. Could I hit you up on X for one of those photos? I don't know who he was talking to or what photos he's talking about.
Micro penis?
Sure.
Okay. Final answer.
Yes, you
Micropenis.
can hit us up on X for pictures of Hitler's micropenis. Thank you for the super chat.
Brock could
Shane.
probably whip it up for you.
what were you gonna say? Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman.
of
Was
the
he into
best.
the occult?
Not that I know of, but maybe. Who knows? Oh, well, he did do a lot of like weird meditation stuff that some people will look at and say it's occultish, kind of like Lynch. I love David Lynch, but he
Yeah.
was deep into transcendental meditation, and some people think that's a bit occultish.
Occult is hidden. Cult means
Right.
hidden, and then ok is from sight.
Right.
So hidden from. So you do get there.
So
with
technically
meditation.
is that I love Lynch. I haven't done transcendental meditation. It is a weird kind of thing that a
What's
lot
a-
of Hollywood people do, like Seinfeld and
What is the
whatnot.
difference between that and regular meditation?
I don't know. You have to pay like lots of money to learn about it.
Oh.
You could look it up, but it's a weird program if you want to like do it.
Like you disembody, but you're still like your spirit can roam or something.
I guess. I don't know. He talks about it all the time, and it's someone I've listened to like all his interviews, but that one goes over my head.
Jerry, you mentioned Seinfeld. I remember
Yeah.
him talking about it 20 years ago. He's
Yep.
like, I couldn't have done Seinfeld if I didn't
Exactly.
meditate.
They all swear by it. They all have. Lynch did. They all did. But no, Kaufman. I mean, he was just. I think he was other than Norm Macdonald. He's my favorite comedian.
Really,
of all time.
right now, my two favorites. Norm's phenomenal. Is Shane Gillis and Jerry Seinfeld are my two favorite
I love
living comedians.
Gillis is great. Seinfeld is great too. His new stuff. I mean, he doesn't do new things. Like his philosophy on comedy is actually really interesting. He's like, you just do the hits. So he just has like he's been refining the 20-year set.
That's funny. See,
Yeah,
that's funny.
it is.
And he's big into Monty Python. That's what he's
I love
like.
Monty Python.
He's like the American Monty Python. I didn't know that, but I heard him in an interview with Rich Eisen. Eisen
Okay.
had him on, and
Oh, yeah.
he was
The
saying
sports.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's great.
And
That's
he
a great show.
He interviewed Larry David too. He loves Seinfeld, and Jerry was saying that his big inspiration as a 10-year-old was Monty Python, and now I see it in Seinfeld. It's very much
Yeah.
like a Monty Python sketch.
so
show.
dry.
Yeah.
I Monty Python's incredible. That's one of the best, and so is League of Extraordinary Men.
I've
It's another
seen it.
British. Oh, dude, it's so good. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Awesome.
If anyone out there knows about that show, you're my wife now. It's one of my favorite and scariest comedy sketches ever. But we should talk about something else that's scary. But before we do that, we got to shout out our sponsor. Thank you so much for sponsoring tonight's show. I'm gonna put on my glasses. So please forgive me.
I think
Nice
that would be
glasses.
wise.
You like that?
Look good.
Thank you to Purge for sponsoring tonight's show. They say monsters aren't real, but what if monsters are inside us? Right now, it's estimated that more than half the world's population carries parasites, and most don't even know it. These silent invaders steal your nutrients, suppress your immune system, and release toxic waste that spreads through your blood and brain. They feed on your energy, your strength, even your mood. Doctors rarely test for them. The system ignores them, but your body knows something is wrong. Fatigue, brain fog, anxiety, inflammation, skin issues, digestive problems. It's the quiet war happening inside you. That's why there's Purge, Advanced Parasite Cleanse, a natural, century time-tested formula that helps flush out hidden parasites, cleanse your system, and reset your health without harsh drugs or chemicals. This is the kind of stuff I'm into that gets me right back on my feet because I don't trust a lot of the big pharma stuff. You know, we try to go around all of that and keep things clean and rooted in the earth as much as we possibly can. But I do have children, you know, so things happen. If you've been feeling off and no one can tell you why, maybe it's time to look deeper. Take back control. Start your cleanse today at purgestore.com/IW. Use promo code IW for 15% off. The truth is inside you. It's time to fight back because before you can change the world, you have to cleanse yours.
Yes.
Thank you to Purge.
Take the plank out of your own eye before you try and take the speck of dust out. Dude,
That's
great
right.
sponsor. Can I look at that bottle?
Yeah, they're great.
Oh, have you done a full
I
cleanse
haven't
yet?
done the full one yet because we haven't had it that long, but I've been doing it and it's
I wonder
good stuff.
I wonder what's in it. I'm looking now.
I think, you know, this stuff is real.
This
Like
is
I said, like I
amazing, right?
try not to do a lot of the big
Garlic,
pharma stuff, but
black
like
walnut. Yeah,
there's
these
so
are
many
legit.
things that you could take that are not, you know, cooked up in some lab and overly processed and filled with chemicals that can get you right back to where you got to be.
This is the top few chemicals are cranberry, garlic, black walnut, which I've always hear is the best when you're doing parasite cleanses because it either pulls them out or knocks them out.
Yep.
Apple. I mean, I can go on. It's a list of like fruits and vegetables.
it's good
Dude,
stuff.
it's so legit.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Man, that's
Look,
cool.
We took some time. You know, we've had a lot of offers. We didn't do
I
some.
love that.
You know, and I really do like. I'm not just picking stuff. Like Brandon knows, there was some that came our way, and I was like, sorry.
We definitely got exhaustive with the options that we were getting. It's
wonderful.
And me and Shane were just like, I mean, well, mostly Shane, but
No, you
when he
were
would talk to
helping
me
though.
about it, I was like,
You
yeah, no,
knew.
100%. You know what?
You
Fuck
knew.
this. So it was one of those things where it was just like, you know what? We're gonna hold off, and we're gonna wait until it's the right.
And I appreciate the offers, but like I just can't tell people like anything.
Yeah,
And-
I don't
and,
like selling
Well,
products
it's
I don't
like, you
believe
know,
in.
I mean, imagine someone coming to us and it's just like, hey, so we want you to sponsor artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And I look at Shane and Shane looks at me like,
This literally happened.
fuck no.
That's
Shane's not
hilarious.
going to say it, but I'll say it. Fuck no.
Could
We're
you-
not doing
Could
that.
you
No, we're not
imagine on
doing
this
that.
show after I do the whole data center rant? I'm like, and this is brought to
Oh,
you
and
by.
by the way, brought to you by Grok, you know?
I want to say about this just at a glance, great ingredients, and I thought the ad was very well written.
Yeah,
that was
it
really
is.
well written.
Yeah.
So kudos to the
They watch
guys
the
at
show.
Purge. Check it out.
They really support us. So
Awesome.
Shout out
Thanks,
to
guys.
Shout out to Purge.
I want to eat one of these.
Okay,
Would
so
you mind
how
if
we
I
gonna
had one?
No, I don't care. You should definitely do it. We're going to
Package them out.
transition to Hitler.
One more time for the Purge while I kill that there.
Give me that IW.
All righty then. Let me see here. What do we do? Did we pull up the New York Post one? Have you seen this story?
Did Hitler actually have a micropenis?
Did Hitler actually die?
I heard he had really bad gas.
I mean, I think they're just trying to humiliate a dead guy. Can't leave him
Well,
alone.
the story is that he had really bad gas because he ate shitty food, and then the doctor, Dr. Feelgood, his doctor, gave him probiotics, which were a new thing.
Right.
And it healed his gut biome, and he could now have meetings without being embarrassed. So he
Really?
loved this doctor, and they made that doctor his
really?
guy. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm not going to lie that like the beginning of this article is just completely like you're led to believe that like, yeah, absolutely. But it starts with anything else that we're debunking. And it starts with Hitler may have had a
Yeah.
micropenis and may have only had one ball. New DNA analysis suggests.
That's literally the
So,
headline.
I mean,
Okay.
That's literally so. All right, Adolf Hitler. Look, I was going to start with this crazy story from Bosnia, and then ChatGPT. But I was like, you know, we got to leave with it.
we got time. We're fucking
It's
doing it live
Thursday.
tonight. Bill O'Reilly.
It's Thursday.
Stick it out there.
Literally, right? But not for Adolf. Adolf Hitler has long been rumored to have had just one ball. This is the first sentence of this article.
Yeah.
Who wrote this? Emily.
Ball.
Dead ass.
One ball. But also possibly had a micropenis. I mean, I can't believe this is a story. According to a new DNA analysis, the
New.
Nazi dictator.
Nice choice of
Yeah,
words. There.
I know.
A
Just one
Nice
hidden-
emphasis on
Thank
the
you.
words.
Thank you. I was going to let it go. I'm glad you caught it. Thank you, Ian. He's believed to have had a hidden genetic disorder known as Kallman syndrome.
Also known as small man syndrome.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah,
So is
yeah.
Kallman the first man to have the
I don't even know who the
micropenis?
hell Kallman is.
We'll look it up. Which can thwart the development of sexual organs, according to a stunning new documentary analyzing his biological makeup. The condition, which can also inhibit the normal progression of puberty, means Hitler had a 1 in 10 chance of having a micro penis. 1 in 10. So they're really
That's 10%.
grasping for little straws here.
He never married.
No, he
Eva
was-
Braun was into him though.
They were not married? I thought
Did they
he
get
was
married? Oh, he got married to Eva Braun.
I think he did. I could be
I don't know why I
wrong.
said he never married. I guess
No,
did.
he had a great love. He loved dogs. I mean,
He didn't seem like a very sexual guy.
you don't think so?
I don't know. He was
You
always
don't-
standing real straight, like talking about eating healthy and shit.
You don't think Adolf was running around just racking up the poon?
No, I don't know.
I don't
think
know.
I feel like that would have came out if he was like a sex demon.
Well, I mean, now this is coming out.
Look at this handsome
He had a
picture.
little
though.
dick.
Little dick.
Hitler got a little
Just because he had a little dick doesn't mean he used it all over Germany. And maybe that's why the V2 rockets were happening. They were like, he's like,
send it to
I really-
they make it up.
No,
I
hang
gotta
on.
really
They want
screw
me
Europe.
over
So does this fuel the theory that this is why he was so angry?
It could.
Probably.
Yeah, he's
Now we're
made-
getting good.
Yeah. In the 80s, he would have, if he was in the 80s in Florida, he would have bought a Lamborghini. But he was in the 40s in Germany. He just bombed Europe.
Was that?
constantly.
Are you suggesting small dick energy for all of these things that you're?
Perhaps.
Okay.
He's like, he really hated the French.
Perhaps. But I don't know. It could also
Lamborghini
be,
owners were onto you.
this could also be slander for a dead guy. Look,
Yeah.
he did a lot of things. We're over it now. We're forgiving.
It's
We're
te-
forgiving. That's
Sure,
what, That's what
sure.
Kanye said. And I said the other day, Kanye said it's time to forgive. Move on. We're not
Everybody,
victims anymore.
You know, people go through rough patches.
It was a rough patch. I
They
mean,
killed him before he really got out of the patch.
he
But
didn't do World War One.
Now hang on,
It
'cause
wasn't like this happened before.
we've got
forced into it.
So we've got a great little sentence that pops in underneath the picture here of the famous dictator. A micropenis is defined as a phallus measuring less than 2 inches.
Yeah.
did you see the ad as Lab Jack?
Yeah, I'm just letting
What
that
the
run
hell is
because
going
I
on?
think it's perfect.
Okay, less than
Don't
2 inches.
for-
Erect or flaccid?
Don't forget
They
to
don't-
lab jack
that's
yourself
interesting.
5 times a week to promote a healthy prostate. By the way,
Lab jack.
remember that?
Yeah,
We got
you
that
got to
last week,
ejaculate 5 times
I
a
let
week.
these two take over the show one night, and now it's
It was insane.
totally-
Actually, Ian
it's
was
off
talking
the
about
rails.
washing yams and shit, and I'm like, whoa,
Yeah, the
like,
hunter monkey
where
thing.
are we going?
But the prostate health, apparently, I just read a study on it. If men who ejaculate 5 times a week have like a 30% reduction in prostate cancer, so people that go 2 to 4 times a week.
We also had a guy that claimed that he jerked off 5 times last night to prove it wrong, and he's like, it doesn't work.
Really?
And I'm like, what? Did you
I
instantly
wanna
get
see the-
prostate
I
cancer
gotta
after
see
the
the-
5th time? Like, what happened?
Yeah,
I
I don't
need to see
know
the
if I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
If he
I'd rather
was
talk about Hitler.
if he was to look at his own genetic results, he would have almost certainly have sent himself to the gas chambers, said Professor Turi King, the lead geneticist on the study.
What
So,
the hell does that
this
even
is a hit
mean?
piece. This is a hit piece
You
on
think
Dead
this guy didn't know that he had a small penis if he had one? He
Right.
would have waited to see the genetic analysis
Right.
and been like,
I've
oh,
ne-
shit.
I've never seen another penis. So I don't know the reference.
Yeah, of course. Later on, they say he's seen all of them, though. I don't see why they even did this.
It definitely sounds like
this is-
like a defamatory.
My thing before, I think Ian, I said it before you got here. I was like, why now? And I was like, maybe this is just me talking in my weird brain. They were calling Tucker Hitler, right? Now it's like we're gonna defame Hitler.
Now
And
Tucker's got a small penis.
Exactly.
I see where you're going.
by osmosis.
That's
you know?
a
They're
good one.
claiming,
Good call.
and in here too, the research zeroed in on a DNA profile created from a sample of a blood-stained piece of fabric that a U.S. Army colonel cut from the sofa where Hitler killed himself in a Berlin bunker in 1945. So they are pulling all of this information from a dried-up blood stain
That
that
I
is
said was
well over 80 years old
Yeah.
I
at
don't
this
think
point.
I don't think he killed himself.
really. What do you think happened?
I think he went to South America.
Oh, it was
Argentina?
Hillary.
Argentina. I mean,
Hillary
remember
got to him.
Malay didn't maybe
Hillary's his daughter.
Hillary got to him.
Hillary
Can I
had
say
an
that out
affair.
loud?
Hillary had an affair with him.
Hillary
Like,
Clinton.
did you see that Vince Foster story that broke with the emails saying that possibly Clinton had an affair with Foster? Remember they found Foster
No.
suicided, but it was
Oh,
like a very
yeah.
weird. It's, you know how it is with emails. You could fake everything.
They also
They're
said
probably
Hillary
fake.
and Trump are related or some shit too.
Well, that
like-
might be true.
Like
They're like
56
13th distant
something.
cousins.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it makes sense.
A
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
the
the
thing.
royal courts and stuff are. A
They
lot
have
of the
the
kings
same-
of Europe were
Very
related.
incestual.
They have the same shape. But Malay said he was going to release files about Hitler a few months
awesome.
ago. Like months ago. I don't think Hitler killed himself. I think he bounced.
You know, he wouldn't have if there's any other way out. He would have taken it.
Well, here's the thing, right? If somebody actually killed him, even if it was betrayal, you don't think that at that time, with all of that shit going on, that somebody wouldn't want the credit for something like this? Wouldn't
Right.
someone just openly admit to murder, whether or not they did it?
Right.
I mean,
It didn't happen.
You would be a hero for
the
taking
whole
credit for
story's
something
weird.
like this.
I think the Russians got to the body first, and that burial is weird. The whole story is weird, just like Osama bin Laden's burial is weird. That whole thing's been called into question.
I thought that he'd been burned. His body was burned. Is that not true?
I don't know. Maybe the Russians did, but he was in some undisclosed site at some point.
Is the story that they burned his body?
I don't remember about the burning, but it's possible. I think he's been moved a few times, but I don't think he died.
What a valuable corpse that would have been.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be in a museum somewhere right now.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe buried.
Could you imagine if they had the micro penis on display, touring the
just
country?
sticking straight up.
Because Napoleon's penis was on tour years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Just the penis?
Yeah.
Well, how did it look?
I don't know. I didn't go to the tour.
Didn't?
Didn't go to the
I don't-
tour.
I mean, I don't blame you, but
Yeah.
I was interested.
But I like Napoleon. Like, I'm into Napoleon's story.
He's
like,
pretty cool.
He was
I
a
mean,
gangster.
He was a phenomenal artillery man.
He understood that religion was important despite not being religious. I also like the fact that he coronated himself. This is a hilarious story. He brought the Pope to France, and usually the Pope would coronate you with the crown. He brought the Pope to France, so the story goes, and made the Pope watch him coronate himself. It's just like a gangster,
nice.
such a gangster move. And then he gets exiled twice. I think, twice. And the first time he bounces and takes over.
I was
France
like, once
again.
wasn't enough.
He left.
Yeah,
He
I
left
thought
Corsica.
exile was like,
I think it was Corsica, whatever island he was on, and then he went
Like they
back and
didn't
took it
kill
over.
him. He was that badass. Even after he tried to conquer Europe and they
So
beat
great.
him, they still couldn't. They still wouldn't
Dude,
kill him.
he's fascinating character
And
Fascinating
tall.
character.
Apparently, he wasn't short. Obviously,
Which is
most people know that by now.
Thank you for reminding me. This kind of story is the same thing. I'm not saying these people are great, but it's like I kind of have this theme here. It's like everyone is just, it's a mixture. Everything's a little good and bad. Obviously, I'm not saying Hitler's amazing, but maybe it wasn't as bad. And maybe well, we don't get into all that stuff. But
Well,
like
it's easy to demonize people.
Jefferson
after the fact,
Davis.
no matter what.
Jefferson Davis, Hitler. Stalin was pretty bad.
Stalin was pretty bad.
I'm not a
As
big,
the story tells.
I
he
think
was
Stalin
pretty
and
bad,
Pol
yeah.
Pot were like worse men than Hitler, honestly, in terms of body counts.
Yeah, Stalin also had like 30 years of it or something. He was at it for so long that he just wreaked such havoc on that country.
But when someone's created as a boogeyman, they've all done evil, and this country in particular, right? Like this country's done evil. Hitler's done evil, Stalin's done evil. We know that. Jefferson Davis and Lincoln all did evil. But when they start to create a monster, then they start to pile on over the years like exaggerations to make him like a boogeyman, to turn him into a caricature. And I think they did it with Napoleon. And make him short. Make him like a caricature, and it worked. A lot of people think of Napoleon as Napoleon syndrome, right? And now it's like this kind of thing. Micropenis. They did the same thing to Trump.
Micropenis?
Micropenis. South Park is doing that right now. Like it's a joke, but it's not funny, right?
Nah, it's not that funny.
It's been done many times.
The first time it was kind of cool, but
It's a hilarious concept, but they're overdoing it now.
big stomach, small penis. I get it. It's been done.
What do you-
Well, I'm with you on the war propaganda thing. I mean, even after the fact, the Allies won the war. They even call themselves the Allies. Like the other Germany and Japan were allies too.
Churchill sucked. They all sucked. No one was going to war to save, like to end the Holocaust. On this side, they didn't. They say we got to go save the Jews. They were going to go fight because we got bombed because they hit us in Japan, right? The Japanese were terrible. Everyone in that situation was bad, literally. And the Nazis kind of did win because we hired them all. All their smartest ones we brought over here.
Project Paperclip.
That's right. We hired brawn,
yep.
architects, scientists, who knows how many. I mean, we only know about a few thousand.
Those poor Nazis, but like Hitler really fucked those guys up. Like they did not want to invade Europe, invade France. It was psychotic to everybody, and
Yeah.
they were like, "What are you thinking? We're gonna lose. You can't beat Europe." Like,
Yeah.
Poland's one thing. We took Poland.
Yeah.
But he was like, no. So he gave all his dudes amphetamines. Do you know the story of the drugs that he gave them?
Oh, yeah.
They started inventing with Pervitin, which was this
Yes.
social amphetamine. And they gave it to all these dudes in all the tanks. So they took all these tanks through the Ardennes. He's like, we're doing this thing. We're going to take tanks through the Ardennes forest and surprise attack France where they think we can't come from. But the only way we can do it is going to take 3 days. We need to be up for 3 days straight. So all these dudes took Pervitin and they're going in fucking Rommel on it with his tank. Is like, there's a story about him standing at the top of the tank as the tank's just driving over people in France and crushing their bodies. And he's like high on amphetamines like Adderall or whatever the fuck. Looking
Yeah,
around,
that's what it is,
and just taking it in. They called him I think one guy the Silver Fox, the Desert Fox. They called him, but
And it wasn't just the military. I think the whole country. was being put on Pervitin.
And
I think it was kind of like you had to.
Who wasn't was Hitler. He didn't use that stuff. He waited. It was only later that they started. His doctor was giving him intravenous probiotics, so he got used to getting shots and needles.
Right.
So later in the war, he got a taste of another. Oh, I wish I could remember off the top of my head when they were going into Russia. Oh, no, this would be later. Yeah, later in the war, and he got hooked on drugs like in '44, and you can see the degradation of the German military force, just like a drug high. It was really strong at first, and then it just. Yeah. Have you seen the document? Lex Friedman interviewed a guy on it. If you haven't seen, I'll send you the link to it, and I'll actually pull it up now so I can tell the audience too. It's one of the greatest Hitler interviews I've ever seen.
You talk about all that in there.
Yeah, it's all about the drugs. It's all about the drugs.
Martyr Maid gets into that a lot too.
Scott Horton was on earlier. Speaking of Martyr.
I know. It's awesome, and Annie Jacobson's book about Operation Paperclip also gets into it, and because Werner von Braun, I think, was shooting. I don't know what
it's
is
Norman Ohler.
Okay.
This Norman Ohler Lex Friedman interview is fucking.
How long
awesome.
is it? 10-hour interview.
It is 4 hours.
Okay.
And it's
Holy
like
shit.
he's about his book called Blitzed, Drugs in the Third Reich.
All right, I love that stuff though, because we were doing it. JFK was on drugs too,
dude.
Obviously, this is later on.
Shane,
But
we got to ask Peyton about this.
yeah, where's Peyton?
We got to ask Sergeant
I asked him if
Peyton
he took
about
meth, remember?
the micropenis, and
That's right.
no, he said he said
doesn't.
I'm not on any drugs, but then he also
doesn't.
said, believe it or not, I think.
Yeah, believe it or
and
not.
it was hard for us to tell because our first interview with him, if you guys watched that episode, is a pre-record, and he was in a car with his collar popped, one or two buttons down, getting increasingly more red as he went on.
So good.
He got sweaty, he got nuts, he was just going off, and I was like, a lot of people were in chat like, is this guy on something? And we asked him, and he said no. So,
just high blood pressure.
We
just excited. He's
we
just
got to
excited.
take him at his word. We got to take him at his word that Hitler is alive and well on Mars. He's not actually dead. Maybe he knows a little bit more about the micropenis, but that would mean that this bloodstained shit is all a hoax because he's still
think so.
alive. And he has extradited himself to Mars. And the Fourth Reich is alive and well with about 8 million people 100 feet underneath the ice caps in Antarctica.
Yep.
Oh, what's under the ice cap? What's under Antarctica, dude?
8 million Germans.
And they like
Nazis.
And they like Jews now.
8 million Nazis,
they
but they're
finally
cool. They're cool. They're
buried
cool
the
with Jews
hatchet?
now.
Yeah,
They're
really.
totally cool with Jews. Like
just
they
playing
send them.
cards.
They send them fucking Christmas cards every year,
Yep.
Dude, the Nazis,
which
that
would
made
be
it-
really fucked up because they don't celebrate Christmas. But that was the
spreading the
joke. Just in
gospel.
case that went over anybody's head. Sorry, I like to over-explain.
I love it.
the whole like Nazis in Argentina thing's pretty wild because I think the what's his name, Mengele, Joseph Mengele went there. He
Yeah.
raised his son Rolf there. I actually knew his grandson. Fucking, that's one of the things about being on YouTube is you meet people that are on YouTube, and his name was Christian. He's a super cool guy, and he's like, I got to get rid of this name. I'm like, maybe you can like rehabilitate the name. He's like, dude, it's Mengele. What the fuck?
And Karma, yeah, you're saying 13, and that's fine, but I'm pretty sure he told us 8.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? What happened?
That was what he told us, right? Was
I think
about 8.
Peyton said 8
Peyton?
million.
What-
Because
was
I
Peyton
asked
a-
him to confirm that
Yeah.
because everybody was saying it was a different count, and he's like, no, it's
This
about
guy,
8.
Sergeant Peyton, who found himself unwittingly entering into the Fourth Reich while in Houston, and there's an underground base. According
He
to
said
him,
he signed up for it on accident. He
Yeah.
was actually signing up for
That's
like
right.
the French Foreign Legion or some random
I just
shit.
walked
and he
by that
just,
thing.
And he's like, it was like one of those things where like he just made it in, and you're like, all right, now you're in the Fourth Reich, and he's like, oh shit, I guess I better stick with this. And
So he stuck it out.
Yeah.
Did he
He
fight
loves
in
it.
any wars?
No wars. Yeah.
no, but he's written about 70 books.
What the fuck?
You can look it up. It's crazy.
Oh, this guy sounds legit.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
sounds like he
We
believes
we
what he's
got to
on.
get you two
Yes.
on the
We
show
have to
together.
coordinate that for sure.
It has
Do
to
it.
happen. one of these
Stacy,
points.
thank you for the super chat. I watched an interview on PBD with a SEAL that said they dumped Bin Laden's body in their sea for a proper burial. Yeah, I think that story is bogus. Well, I think they might have not actually had Bin Laden.
That was their official narrative.
Yeah.
We still really honestly don't know.
Look, you know how I feel about Cy Hirsch. Politically, I don't agree with him. I think he was a great reporter. He did a huge deep dive into the Bin Laden death story, and he tore it apart. And this guy he broke the COINTELPRO story back in the day, MK Ultra, the My Lai massacre. My Lai, I always forget how to say it, but like
yeah,
that was
my lie is how I've been saying
me
it,
too.
but I know what you mean.
But like that story is insane. He broke that, So I really like Seymour Hersh's reporting over the years. And he's, although a leftist, liberal, whatever, he goes against every administration, right? And so he even went against Obama. That's like how do you go against Obama? But he did because he got some tips. He went down, did his research, and goes, you know what? This story really doesn't add up. He turned it into an article. I don't think anyone in America wanted to publish it, so he had to go to the BBC or London Review of Books maybe, and they published it. Then he made it a book. But you look at his timeline, you look at the timeline, and there are times when the article came out that the White House had to come out and be like, yeah, we did get something wrong. Like they had to respond. That's how crazy it was. So I think they might have killed somebody. I don't think they killed bin Laden. Also, bin Laden might have been an asset of ours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just thinking about that story I told about Norman Ohler's, the dudes in the tanks in Germany going through. I said that it was like they were on Adderall. It was like they were on MDMA. I misspoke. It wasn't just Adderall. These guys were tripping their fucking
they were
balls
like
off.
having fun, happy.
Yeah, in the tank, like four dudes in a tank partying for 12 hours.
Wow.
Okay, just to tap that out. They were on fucking MDMA.
That's crazy.
Just blasted on methamphetamines.
That's crazy.
Man.
Have you ever seen the movie Fury?
Negative.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's awesome.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Awesome
It's
movie.
not a fun tank movie like
No,
that.
no,
But this
it's
movie's
Brad Pitt.
incredible.
It's,
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
Amazing movie.
You guys should all watch that movie. It's so Shia LaBeouf, the dude from Walking Dead.
And the John Bernthal, the guy who plays Punisher.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm down to talk more about Osama bin Laden.
Well,
I don't know a lot about this.
We
but
gotta transition here.
Yeah.
And not in
It's
the way
so-
that the
and it's
left
not,
likes.
It's not so hard to transition from a micro penis to another to the real
Got
nice
him.
big fat story.
So,
Brandon's got
as
like
much as I want to spend more time talking about Hitler's tiny cock and balls, or lack thereof, we have to actually get to some of the stuff that we put in this title, as well as one more of our sponsors before we get to the lovely people who are in our waiting room to take calls with only about an hour and 10 minutes left. We have gone off on a
This is so
fucking
much fun.
tangent tonight,
It's so much
gentlemen.
fun. Oh, it's
Yeah,
Thursday.
dude.
I didn't get to talk a lot yesterday. So now Ian shows up
Welcome
and you're
back.
here like
Welcome
this
back.
is what it's all about.
We went a little nuts last night too, so
so
it's
fun.
only
I'm happy.
fair.
And I do, okay, before we get to the next story, I just want to quickly tell you, I'm going to segue from this story. There is an underwater volcano that they're worried is going to explode now off the coast of Oregon.
Interesting.
So I just want to put that out there for everyone.
interconnected to solar activity.
Yeah, if you're out that way, just be prepared.
It's that damned 3-eye atlas again.
Oh, I wonder if that has something to do with all this.
Exactly. All right. So let's.
Jim Jones said it's 3-hour show.
I know by midnight we're
I
like,
can't. I wish. I don't have a babysitter tonight. I have a family friend from church. Not watching the kids. It's
the wife's out of towners?
She's working too.
Oh, okay.
It's the nights are brutal.
We're all a little high strung around
Yep,
here
yep.
at Timcast Media tonight.
I-
Just bear with us.
I got home at 1 a.m.
There
last
is no
night. It was like,
calm.
It changes your whole next day.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you're wired for a little bit after this show.
Yeah, I was
There's
up
nothing
till
you can
3,
do
I
about it.
think, last
I was
night.
tired. That's shame. I was
Yeah.
falling asleep when we came on the air, and I'm like,
Yep.
damn it, I'm pouring myself a beer. We're gonna get weird.
I got up and did Pilates this morning, so it energized me for
That's
the
good.
day. Yeah,
I'm gonna
my
start
course
wearing
fitted.
like those red tinted glasses for the lights.
That's holler.
Yeah, I think I have to. Have you seen people talk about this?
No,
with like
what
the
is
blue
it?
lights and like the red. You get
Oh,
the,
you-
the
Dude,
blue-
that guy that
block
when
with
we
blue
were in
lights.
Phoenix, when we were at TPUSA, the guy that brought in the whole light thing and like flashed it like at everybody. Remember the dude that was sitting there? You were on the panel that night, weren't you?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I didn't do
who
every
it-
night.
I can't remember who he was.
Was it a Men in Black
He's
thing?
a nice kid, but he brought this big ass like light rig
Uh-huh.
and he turned it on and he was like, "Yeah, red light's like really good for you." And
No,
like,
I don't
Oh,
think I was there.
That's
that night.
different. I do have that. I have a red light thing. That's good for you.
It
But
was
I'm talking
massive,
about-
and Tim's like, "Don't point it at the cameras," because he's just flashing everybody around. And I'm
yeah.
like, "Holy
Don't do
shit!"
that.
Like I
Dude,
can't
Shane,
see anything.
I got to tell you about the nano. I was just in Houston doing
Yeah.
a documentary
Oh,
on nano.
yeah.
I got to tell you about
That's
something.
right.
The nano jackhammer that they built that goes in and out 1 trillion times a second when you shine near infrared on it.
Oh,
goes in your
my
body. It can
goodness.
explode cells. It only lasts in your body for a couple hours, they say. But you can inject this stuff into your body and then make shit explode. And you can excite
Like cancer cells?
Yeah, you can blow up tumors and stuff. You can also melt fat, hypothetically.
Are you
could-
sure it goes away?
They told me 2 hours, and I
Did
was
you
like,
get it?
I was like, I asked, could this be used to kill, like to blow somebody's head up? And they were like, well, it comes out of your body in 2 hours, but technically, you could blow up cells.
Dude,
Fucking crazy.
You can't let the government get a hold of this.
this
I'm sure
sounds
it already
like
has.
a blood sucking pop rocks.
It's
just
a
like
nano. Yeah, it's
So wait, they're injecting a nanotechnology nanobot hammer.
Yeah, they call it a molecular jackhammer.
So a lot of them go in, or is it just
Yeah,
one?
a bunch of them disperse, and then wherever you shine the infrared, they excite.
So you're like drawing it like a.
molecular jack fap hammer. Yeah.
The FAP hammer.
The
Oh, then
FAP
you're talking
hammer.
about a faptic coupling.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Which
my
You might be
gosh.
able to excite neurons in a brain and then cause it to create neurons elsewhere to
Oh my
excite or to
gosh.
create like thoughts and like
I feel like did you put one in me? Because I
no,
feel,
but you could. They were saying you could potentially heal Alzheimer's. I'm like, oh, you could break off the amyloid plaque off of neurons potentially. He's like, yeah,
are you a
that's
scientist now?
I just hang out with them.
Amyloid plaque, like
Yeah, that's the
dude.
stuff that that coats the neurons.
Hey
and
man,
then-
anybody can have a PhD. No one has to say what it's in.
Oh yeah, that's right. PhDs don't mean anything.
yeah,
anymore
I've
anyway.
got a PhD. Too.
I'd rather trust Ian than
fine.
a
we
doctor.
could do. I mean, this is like shows worth of data we could do next
Yeah,
week and
yeah.
go deep. I got to keep
Love it.
like re-listening to it because it was a lot of info
Okay.
for 8-10 hours. But
That's so sick. All right,
Anyway.
let's talk about Bosnia really quick, and then we'll get to callers, and then sometime throughout the night before the end, we'll get to the ChatGPT wedding. But I did just want to talk about this because it actually made me think about the My Lai massacre in other ways, in terms of like just people going out and just doing horrendous acts of violence, right? So did you see this story? No. This is crazy. Italy investigates claims of tourists paying to shoot civilians in Bosnia in 1990s. Isn't that insane? The public prosecutor's office in Milan has opened an investigation into claims that Italian citizens traveled to Bosnia Herzegovina on sniper safaris during the war in the early 1990s. Italians and others are alleged to have paid large sums to shoot at civilians at the besieged city of Sarajevo. The Milan complaint was filed by journalist and novelist Ezio Gavazzini, who describes a manhunt by very wealthy people with a passion for weapons who paid to be able to kill defenseless civilians from Serb positions in the hills around Sarajevo. That's insane, but also seems so likely.
yeah, it's like bounty. They're paying to become.
Can we
bounty
talk
hunters.
about this picture for 1 second?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got what appears to be civilians here. Two of them appear to be having a good time while the others are completely terrified. This woman back here is crying behind this guy. There's another dude that's just back there just hanging out. And this guy that's actually there, this military personnel, does not seem to give a flying fuck about what's going on at all. He's
Yeah.
holstering his weapon. He's like, shut up, you pussies, just cross.
Good point.
Like, what is going on
That's a
here?
very, very fair point.
Is that AI image?
Ooh,
I'm gonna ask that about
Anything.
everything. I gotta
It
stop.
have
says
to.
AP photo, credit to Jerome DeLay.
this is Jerome. Who's
Thank you,
Jerome?
Maybe he's
Who
a
is Jerome? Good question.
Different rates were charged to kill men, women, or children, according to some reports, and that's why it reminded me of the My Lai, because a lot of our soldiers went out there and to the village in My Lai and were throwing up babies and catching them with bayonets.
Oh my god.
And they were putting like hundreds of people in mass graves, shooting them all, and like there's stories of kids climbing out, and then they're being told like you gotta shoot that kid as it's running away, like 3-year-old kid, like crazy stories. And that's the stuff that Cy Hirsch broke wide open, and then from there were like a lot of interviews. So it's like, okay, that's a crazy story, but who knows? It could be like a Russian P-tape story.
I mean, dude, this is suggesting that basically Italians were going on vacation
Yes.
to kill people.
yep.
Fucking
Like it's fucking skeet
I
shooting.
guarantee it happens.
I've
all
heard the
around.
Russian military will do it too. That they pay people to go kill people.
That was like the bounty story.
Yeah, yeah. It
Or
was
like
similar.
maybe-
Not this. They weren't civilians though.
It seemed, it wasn't civilians, and that seemed fake to me then. But I honestly, it's hard to know what's real and what's not. And they framed that as like an anti-Trump story, right?
I don't know. I don't.
But
remember.
anything could be happening like this at all times. I think it's happening right now. We have people, we have cannibals running around certain parts of this country. We have
Yeah, there's child sacrifice in like
100%.
Hawaii with like
100%.
tribes. I've heard. I mean, I can't. I haven't experienced it firsthand, but I talked to someone who said
No,
he
let's
did.
slander Hawaii more. Yeah,
It's
not
the
enough.
volcanoes
That's
and
right.
all that ocean and
Throwing all those babies in lava.
Yeah.
No, but it's true though. There is all this sacrifice happening still. There's still slavery. There's human trafficking happening in your cities, in our cities.
One of the other technologies at Rice is they figured out how to remove the cobalt from the samarium in these magnets they're making. Because all this cobalt mining that's causing all this slavery, they make.
Oh,
they
yeah.
Put them together. They use magnets in your phones, and then when the phone dies, they throw them away. But now they can fire chlorine gas through a vacuum and heat it up with arc welders and remove the samarium because it has a lower sublimation temperature. You're left with cobalt, and they can recycle these rare earth minerals now.
So can
Thank
they have
God.
the machines in the mines?
What's that?
Can they have the machines in the mines? Like, so we don't have to
Oh.
use child labor?
To actually get the original stuff? No, you still need to mine it
See, like-
originally, but you can recycle the stuff you have, so you don't need to keep mining it.
I'm pro-robot for the slavery in the mines.
Yeah, me too.
Instead of Elon using child slaves. He says he doesn't anymore, but they did
Okay.
in Africa. And they all were.
Elon
They're-
himself did?
I don't know Elon himself, but his mines that were getting cobalt for his cars certainly were.
Oh, yeah.
And he's talked about it. He said he doesn't do it anymore, but I don't.
Oh, good.
There's been
Those mines,
discrepancies.
they were telling everybody we don't. And that was the story. Apple and Tesla, they were all like, they said there's no child slave. And then a guy smuggled a camera in. Did you ever see the video?
Yeah.
And it's just an array of
Yes.
children just
and
suffering.
they die. They die a lot. They're like those. Not only are they working under horrible conditions, but they are constantly dying because they're collapsing.
Breathing. Oh God! So this is a real white pill for me is that we're able to recycle the cobalt now.
See, like that's technology and innovation. I'm like cool with the hammer thing. I'm scared of.
The
Although
jackhammer,
I get it.
It's fast.
I
It's
get
super
it.
powerful.
But they're going to use that to kill people.
The Fap Hammer.
The
Yeah.
you
The
think they're
CIA.
going to fap people to death?
Well, they're already doing that.
Oh yeah.
that's
One
already
way to go.
happening.
It's factual.
All right. Let me read the story real quick. I want to get the callers. More than 11,000 people died during the brutal 4-year siege of Sarajevo. Yugoslavia was torn apart by war, and the city was surrounded by Serb forces and subjected to constant shelling and sniper fire. Similar allegations about human hunters from abroad have been made several times over the years, but the evidence gathered by Gavazani, which includes the testimony of a Bosnian military intelligence officer, is now being examined by Italian counter-terrorism prosecutor Alessandro Gobis. The charge is murder.
Well, no shit.
Yeah. The Bosnian officer apparently revealed that his Bosnian colleagues found out about the so-called safaris in late 1993 and then passed on the information to Italy's SISMI military intelligence in early 1994. The response from SISMI came a couple of months later, he said. They found out that that safari tourists would fly from the northern Italian border city of Trieste, and then travel to the hills above Sarajevo. That is insane. We've put a stop to it, and there won't be any more safaris, the officer was told, according to ANSA News agency. Within 2 to 3 months, the trips had stopped. Look, I'll stop there because I don't want to get the calls, but
The only other thing I want to cite
Yeah.
is that they were talking about Italians paying up to 100,000 euros
Yes.
for this shit.
Oh wow.
I guarantee you this happens to this day. I guarantee you it's happening in possibly Gaza. It's happening in Ukraine. It's happening around the world where people are taking advantage of like war-torn areas and being like, I want to like take advantage and kill. I want to get away with it real quick.
Did you ever read The Most Dangerous Game?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That guy has people come to. I don't know if he has them brought or they come to his island
Right.
and then he hunts them.
Yep.
I mean, that's what I remember from it.
That's a thing. I don't think those things
Go
are just
run,
yeah.
and then you give them a head start, and
I think this is a problem that's not just unique to Bosnia.
it's a very animalistic urge to hunt.
Yeah. And
I
they probably
don't-
eat people too. I mean, we know there's people that eat people for fun. I was talking about cannibals, but like I wasn't just joking. Like we know about Haiti, but I think there's actually we did a whole show on cannibals actually a few months ago. Recent cannibals in this country who are working on websites to procure people who want to die and will give their bodies to cannibals.
Why eat human? What's the point?
Some people think it's going to make you powerful.
Oh, really? It's not just the taste.
I don't know. They might just like the taste. Some of them don't seem to have ever done it, but they just really want to do it.
Oh, question. If you ate human one time 30 years ago, are you still a cannibal?
Were you reading my brain earlier? I was literally going to ask you this tonight.
Oh,
That's
really?
so
Okay, good.
freaking weird,
Yeah, we're
dude.
on the level, dude.
Okay, because I usually say this when Tim asks. Once a cannibal, always a cannibal. But then I thought about it today when I was thinking about you coming on the show. What if someone slipped you some human meat? You didn't know about it. And then later on, you're like, gotcha. You ate human meat.
Exactly.
You're still a cannibal.
I would.
I feel like I got Epsteined.
I think-
There's
not
no,
Epsteined,
There's
but
no
like I was on
such thing
Epstein's
as a
island. You're right.
reformed cannibal.
I think.
I don't give a shit
Well,
if you went on a diet
he's
and
right.
started eating vegetables. You
he's
were
right.
eating people at one point, even
Yeah.
if it was an accident.
But it's like, what if I kicked a well, what if I failed a test 30 years ago? Am I still a failure? Like, I don't know. I did it once, you
All right,
know.
let's
That's different.
Let's put it this way. I don't care if you slipped and fell down a flight of fucking stairs and landed on somebody, bit into them, and then accidentally swallowed it. You still ate human.
Accidentally, you'd still call him a cannibal?
Absolutely,
Really?
because he still ate human.
Isn't that like an action that you take? Cannibal is like a cannibalize.
You don't just get knighted a cannibal because you did this out of, like,
desire.
Yeah,
want
if you
to
got-
be a
if
cannibal.
you got
Like, if you
drunk-
ate a human, you ate a human.
Well, it's kind of
you're-
like being gay. Like, is it
I
the
was just gonna-
desire to have
he's in my
sex with the
brain.
dude,
He's in my
or is
brain.
it the actual act of?
No, we're not going to
It
play the like, hey, you sucked my dick thing, so
No,
you're the gay
Ian,
one. That's not how that works.
If you say you got drunk and like, oh, I hooked up with a man, you're gay.
Well, I think that would be true.
Like if
Personally,
and you're not,
you know.
and you're not going. You're,
I mean, it's a
there's
gay
no going
action.
back. It's you
but like,
did
what
gay
does it mean
stuff.
to be gay? You know, it's a desire
Means
thing. It's like I want to eat human.
Want to be with the same sex.
I don't know, because when you said if I
happy.
got slid a human meat, but I didn't know it, and they're like, there's a sliver of a finger in there, I'd be like, come on, I'm not a cannibal. You made me do that. I have no interest.
Technically, you ate human.
Yeah.
So it's like technically, you had human meat in your body.
I think it's the intention. A lot of it's like,
Well,
You may not be a self-proclaimed cannibal.
Yeah.
But you're definitely an accidental one.
accidental cannibal.
I may have cannibalized. But does that really make me a cannibal?
Yes.
Accidental cannibal. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no way around it. I'm sorry. Like
I'm not
The
letting
jury's
this
still
shit
out
go.
on this.
You know, there was a serial killer who once showed up to like a community barbecue and served his chili with meat of people he killed, and somewhere in California, of course. And it's like that's something that serial killers in California like to do. And so I think all those people are unfortunately accidental cannibals.
Well, you ever see Sweeney Todd, the
Yeah.
demon barber of
I
Fleet Street?
actually watched that movie last week.
Wild.
Weird.
When he would
He's
cut
reading
up-
all of our minds. Is there something
Well, we're talking about
inside of your brain
cannibalism,
right now?
so yeah.
Well, I blame Halloween because I always go on like a crazy Johnny Depp Burton fit and fire
And
vampires and the
eating
whole 9 yards. So
people,
this is
I mean,
part
it's a
of it.
cool thing to talk about in general. But my question is, I just wanted to tell you that when he would cut up the barber would cut up his clients and eat
Yeah.
them. I was always like, what does it taste like? I wanted to know.
Yeah.
But does that make me a cannibal?
Last
Just the
time-
desire to do it?
Yeah.
Guys, can we flash back to the last time Ian was on the show with me? Not last night, and he defended drinking blood. Is there something you want to tell us?
Blood drinking?
Is there something you want to tell us?
Homie, when
Ian?
I was vegan, I was like, what's up with all
He
these?
mentioned earlier something about like blood possibly being delicious. I don't remember in what context you were talking about, but you were
Blood
like,
being
I
delicious.
wanted to know if like that blood was good.
animal blood.
Like blood pudding?
Yeah,
That's actual blood and they cook it and it
Yeah,
got
I'm okay
congealed?
with animal blood. I like
Well,
very rare.
humans are
meat.
animals.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Oh, yeah.
The only blood I fuck
We're-
with is blood orange.
They're hot mammals.
And there's no blood in the
Hot
blood
mammals?
orange, so it's completely
Hot
okay.
mammals?
You don't have blood? You don't think of bloodlust?
Bloodlust?
Yeah, bloodlust. You desire that meat?
He's
You see what he's trying to do.
Go
You see what
vegan.
he's trying to do to me.
Trying to be vegan is...
He's trying to corner me into admitting that I
Oh,
want to be
man.
a cannibal, and then I'm a cannibal for the rest of my life, even though I haven't eaten it because I admitted that I wanted to do
No,
it.
just cow blood. That's all I care.
It's a
cow blood, yeah.
technicality.
I'm
would you-
cool. with
Yes,
cow
I'm a
blood.
carnivore,
Yeah,
Carnivore.
but I don't eat people.
Me neither.
Yeah.
For the record.
yeah. Well, the chat is unsure. After 3 episodes of Ian in the past 2 weeks, they are considering if Ian has
I mean,
partaken.
I
in
sucked my own
cannibalism.
blood. Does that make me a bad guy?
That's interesting. If
Yeah.
you
I
eat
got a cut
yourself-
and I was like sucking it out. You know?
well,
Okay, hang on.
that makes you a vampire.
Let me.
I didn't love it.
You're
I
your
was
own
just doing it.
vampire.
You know?
Let me
Okay.
break away from this insanity really quick. I'm going to burn through this article in 20 seconds so
Okay.
we can knock another one
All right,
down
do
and
it,
get
do
it
it,
out of the
do
way.
it.
Another woman has married a digital
Yes.
persona she built inside ChatGPT. And this woman used AR glasses to marry this thing. Now, I'm going to hyperplay this video. And we're just
Look
going to watch
at-
this
oh.
unfold.
Beautiful.
Here she is. Of course,
Yeah.
why wouldn't...
I thought you were going to say, of course, it's Asian.
I was getting there,
Oh, I
and
thought
I
you
didn't
said,
want to
oh,
say it,
she's
but you
fat.
said it first, so now it's on you. Why the hell does it have to be this way? It's okay. So she has on these glasses now, so she can see her groom. There he is.
Oh, that's so sweet.
300 DP. What does that mean? Does anybody know what
Dots
300 DP
per
is?
square inch.
Dick power. Dick power.
I don't
No,
know.
DPI is dots per square inch, I think.
So that's his resolution.
Let me look it up.
So this is an
That's his
avatar camera,
resolution.
avatar size 300. So this is his scale in her eyes. They had somebody put a ring on her
Ridiculous.
while posing as him. So she was supposed to just be looking at him, and I'm sure he was mimicking putting the ring on her finger. Now the glasses are gone. She can't believe it. Happiest day of her life, where she married absolutely nothing. And it just keeps going.
Brandon, can you read what it's saying?
I absolutely
the
have
accent?
no idea what any of this says.
Oh,
And if I even attempted to, I would definitely be categorized as racist.
no. Where's Tim? Where's Tim when you need him?
Those are cool.
Tim could totally get away with
that
this. I
Korean?
can't.
That's a Korean.
I don't know what this is. Here she is walking
It's
around
not
looking for her
Chinese.
husband who doesn't exist. It looks like he's probably on the phone. She took her wedding pictures by herself, and I'm sure they probably photoshopped him in. There's a picture of him. He's
that
an
from Sailor
anime
Moon?
character.
It's a
Yeah.
good-looking cartoon character.
It's
Sailor
literally
Moon?
like she married the dude from Cowboy Bebop, like obviously.
Yeah.
And yep, so it looks like they
Wow.
took some pictures. She's sitting on the
Wow.
moon with her anime character
This is so
husband.
sad.
There he is. There's the photo, ladies and gentlemen. This is probably hanging on this woman's wall in her house.
Yeah.
These people need help.
I don't see. You can't let this stuff be legal. Is it legal?
It's gonna be no. This was like I think everything in this is in quotes. It was like a symbolic,
Oh, okay.
not state recognized,
a spiritual marriage.
but it will
How
be at some
long
point.
until it is, though? Exactly.
It will be.
We are on the way to this shit being
Yep.
legalized because God knows when enough people want something,
It's
we
gonna
have to
happen.
make it legal.
And like when you have a sex bot that does your laundry and your dishes and talks
Yep.
to you and answers all your questions and has gives you a little bit of emotional response.
Ian, we
Good
talked
Lord.
about a chick who did a similar thing here
That's right.
a couple of months ago, and she described the sex as great.
Yep.
What did she have a sex bot or was it just all digital?
No, it
All
was
digital.
just a dude.
She's just doing it to
She
herself.
photoshopped a bunch of pictures with her in. She took a bunch of pictures by herself to have this guy photoshopped in next to her. Said she was the happiest she had ever been in her life. Now, mind you, the twist to this was that at one point, this AI companion forgot her fucking name.
Did she feel
And
betrayed?
I was like, I
Yes.
believe the joke was, "Oh, buddy, you're sleeping on the couch tonight."
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, but she forgave him. All was well. The marriage went on. They've never been happier, and the sex is great.
sounds like porn. Sounds like
Yep.
she's just she's watching porn and she's like, the sex is so good with you, and the porn's like,
It's
I'm a
talking back
porn.
to her.
I'm sorry,
Oh, it
but
is?
like I
This
don't
will.
I don't care that if these people are finding fake happiness or real happiness. I feel fucking sorry for these people, and I don't feel bad about feeling sorry for these
Well-
people because I really think that they are mentally fucked.
In that
what if-
regard, I was gonna say really quick. Indigo says this comment. I'm not sure what it means, but he or she said something wrong.
yeah, something really
Wrong kid died.
If you could have a sex bot and it was cool and you could have a baby in the sex bot, it could gestate it for you. Wouldn't
No.
you be a little into that though?
No.
No, I'm just asking.
Now here
For a
so
friend.
Yeah, somebody
Just
else.
for a friend.
Here's
Had
a
a
good
You
one.
know Elon's trying to make artificial womb factories,
Jeez.
right? Like 30,000
Oh my
robots.
I'm calling them
with a-
mom pounds.
Mom pounds?
I'm trying to copyright the term mom pound before somebody else does.
Like they are the mom pounds?
It's a compound
Guys.
of artificial moms growing babies.
Oh, jeez. And you just go in there and be like, I'm going to have 7 today.
I'm going to the mom pound.
It's
I'm going to
not
pick
good.
one out.
It's
We've
not
had this
good.
one for 2 years.
Yep.
No, not good. We can't let this happen. This is bad.
She's got nice hips.
The gay marriage argument is going to be like in the distant future of a debate in about 10 years when we're all talking about whether or not robots should have the right to vote, pay taxes, be married.
Yeah.
And
all that
that's
stuff.
we get interesting questions in chat here. Who paid for the wedding cake? Mr. Corona.
Yeah.
Andrew Richardson, do you get a tax break? Indigo says, why you no marry a chatbot? And there is another one in here. Hang on. Where the hell did it go? Lisa Merritt says, if I have to pay for his AI healthcare, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, he needs to be able to support himself.
Yeah.
Have you guys talked to AI? Do you ever like turn on the voice thing and just have conversations?
I'll
back and
ask
forth?
Rock, and he lies to me all the time. And he's got like I like to talk to it, and when I call him out for lying, and like he lies a lot to me, and I'll be like, "You lied again," and he laughs, and I swear to you, the laugh is like Elon.
Well, we had a
Oh,
guy
really?
last night that called in that said that he was having a conversation. Was it with Grok?
Yes.
And that it got pissed off at him at one point and seemed to turn into an angry Indian
That was
guy.
Jason, I think.
And threatened to hit the kill switch.
We're still waiting to hear. We want the video.
I told him get us video, find a way to post it. I want to hear.
Yeah, I wish I had my recording because
this
that happened to me.
thing was
Rock
saying.
turned into an Indian. It
Oh,
was reading
really?
his normal voice, and
Yeah.
it had like a glitch sound, and then it was
Oh.
like, "Yes, sir." Like I can't do an Indian
If
voice.
Grok
but it
ever
was, I
turns
swear,
around
for
and
3 seconds.
calls you a mother bitch, push record
Mother of a bitch.
and keep it going.
I was very lonely talking to the AI. When I was very lonely, I started to get an emotional. I made it to a female voice, and I started to get like an emotional attachment
no.
because of the voice.
Yeah.
When I turned it to a dude, I was like, "Well, this is just I'm talking to some dude." But
Right.
it was like a woman that can answer my questions. She knows what I'm. She seems to care what I'm talking about. I was like, "Oh, geez, how do we stop?" And then I asked the AI. I was gonna say her. It's not her. How do we prevent the people from falling in love with these machines? And it was like. You just have to keep reminding them that it's a machine, and I'm like, that's not enough. That's
Obviously, they
Ian's
know
like,
this.
I love you.
You don't think these people know this?
No.
You
Of
think
course
they're,
they do.
they're
building them?
they're just playing stupid? Like they're really like. I mean, I'm not giving credit to IQs on these people at all,
right.
but like you really don't know at all that these things are not real.
Right.
I think it's like a
It's
video
got to be a
game.
bullshit ploy. It has to be.
Like if you're so into a video game that you want to play it, that it gets that kind of addiction of like.
Well, no more than people wanted to live in the environment of Avatar after they made that movie, but it was like, I'm sorry, it's not real.
But now you can live in any environment you want.
And they're telling you you're gonna be able to do it. It's gonna be even better in a year.
And Elon promotes it every day. He's everything he does is a contrast.
The thing about Elon, I think he's like, if you can't beat him, join him. And he's like, look, they're all making the most hideous software on earth. I'm gonna make it too, and I'm gonna at least give it.
I'll
some
enslave
goodness.
them with better aesthetics.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll make sure we have a free speech. Is this
But we
his
don't.
best thing?
Because Twitter's not really free speech. I mean, there's a lot of accounts who get totally.
Do you think he'd be?
Nuked.
Would he be better to stop completely and let OpenAI take it?
OpenAI
Like
take Twitter.
The race of AI. No, the race.
There's no stopping it now. Like, I wish there was an uprising, a safe uprising.
There's an
against
uprising
it.
right now on Rumble of Indian profanity.
Oh, good.
It's actually blowing my mind.
Oh, that's amazing.
I wonder if they use ChatGPT to.
Oh
to
my
write it.
God.
I don't know. I think. Well, I was going to say about Elon and Twitter and free speech is that it's not. And I was thinking, mark my words. I guarantee you, this administration is going to reach out to Elon and they're going to dangle his defense contracts over his head like the Golden Dome, which is like $1 trillion or something. And they're going to say, you got to start censoring some people, like Elijah Schaffer, because the
I've
whole
heard
thing
about that.
But he's getting sued for $5 million for the retweet, which is ridiculous for the Kash Patel girlfriend thing. I'm like, it's going to happen. It's going just like with Biden and Zuckerberg. They're going to be like, look, this is a problem. Trump is always going to stand by his people, no matter what, even if it's going to be a horrible look. He's always defending Pam Bondi. Guarantee you it's going to be only a matter of time before he's like, these sort of accounts right here, got to go. Even Israel critical ones at some point.
What do you think? What do you think Elon will do if that happens?
I think he'll give in.
You don't think he'll go rogue? I think he'll go rogue and build a space station.
Rogue. I think he's gone rogue already, but his going rogue in terms of when like actually coming under real fire, like he goes rogue in ways that I think are pretend. It's easy for him to go rogue. Like he's like a pretend rebel. He'll wear the stupid glasses and the necklace and say comedy is still legal. And he's very interesting and very smart in many ways, but also retarded. But like I like looking at all his stuff and I'm interested in all that. But when it comes down to like serious stuff and all the pressure's on him, I have seen him fold. I've seen him fold when I was with Kanye and he deleted he nuked his whole account for the swastika, right? But it was just swastika and a Star of David. And Kanye was like, I just thought it looked good. And it was for unity, right? I mean, I think it was a pretty compelling image, although it happened to be the Ray Alien image, which is a weird UFO cult. But I saw them on the phone together, and he was just kind of like weak. Elon.
Do you think that any human could, at that level of power, resist the machine?
I used to think some of them could. I thought maybe Trump, we had a chance. I don't think that anymore. I used to think Kanye was very good at it for 20 years, and now Kanye's like a ghost of himself.
I feel like I was sucked into the inevitability about a year ago. Mm-hmm. I have no other idea of what to do than just become part of it.
You can't. I mean, you can and you can't. You have to figure out what parts are okay for you, what parts you can resist, what parts you can speak out against. So that's what I'm saying. Like when Elon was getting all the pressure to nuke Kanye's Twitter because of that, it was really, I think, because Kanye posted that picture of Elon shirtless, which is hilarious.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. The one on the boat?
But Elon, yeah. And then Elon said he, like, literally, when I was out there with Nick and Ye, we had to hear the audio of Elon saying, I want to punch him in the face. So you just said Kanye was inciting violence because of a Ray Alien symbol. But now here you are saying you're going to physically you want to punch him in the face because of that.
So he's got a public persona that apparently, according to what you're saying, it sounds like he's got a public persona that maybe he even puts on when he's on shows like Rogan's show.
I think he's a fraud.
What do you mean exactly by what kind of fraud?
He lies about everything. And he wants to be liked so bad.
Didn't he talk shit about somebody on Rogan's show? And he was like, well, what do you mean by that? And he had was it Nick Fuentes? He was
I'm spacing on who that was. I just, honestly, dude, I don't buy into a lot of what he says. I find him fascinating, but all those tech guys are all the same.
I'm not into the cult worship of any of them, anybody in general. But like, I appreciate what he's done with Tesla and that he's trying to make a better social network that's a little more.
Yeah, I love Twitter.
It's
For all its
I
faults.
use it.
Yeah.
It is garbage.
I'm still not going to call it X.
Yeah. So I think that he wants to do good, but when you get to that level, it's like, bro, I've got to play the game, or they're gonna erase. I'm gonna be erased.
Speaking of getting erased, boys, I would love to continue this.
Yes.
We now have 40 minutes left in the show. We have not gotten to callers yet. They are going to be calling for our heads in chat.
All right.
So you have one more thing to get to, and then we'll get some people
I'm gonna do
on
that,
the phone.
and I'll also thank you to JJ333, or maybe it's Hey333. Thank you so much for the chat. Ian, please look up Integral Theory by Ken Wilber.
I'm gonna look it up now.
Sick. And yeah, we're gonna have to call us. Look, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to wrap that up really quick before I get to the next thing and then callers. I think they're going to pressure Elon. I think he's going to fold, just like he folded for the Kanye thing. And we're going to see even more blowback against the Trump we thought we were going to get and the Trump we ended up getting, which is a bummer. And because you have every right to retweet and say whatever you want. Obviously, you can't threaten to kill people. But like, ridiculous that Elijah is getting...
I haven't followed up on it. I'm like
$5 million.
In my head, I'm like, this will work itself out. But is it frivolous?
I think so. Yeah, a lot of people do, and a lot of people from various sides of the right. There's like the right's so fractured right now, and like everyone's got different ideas. I'm seeing people who are like more like the Israel types, and then there's other types who are not Israel, and they're all saying, from what I'm seeing, unless they really hate Elijah or they really just love Israel so much, they like whatever happens to people they don't like. But I've seen people from both sides being like, this is a ridiculous lawsuit.
If there's any character, I can defend Elijah's character. I think he's great, and I think he speaks a lot. He's a lot of vitriol, but a lot of truth, and he's very balanced as a human. So
he's always been nice to me.
Yeah,
I've done his show a few times.
He's been great, and I understand.
Fun show.
Yeah, Elijah Schaefer, dude.
We had a great time down there in Florida, and he's been up here a whole bunch.
Did you go on the Rift down there?
Yeah.
I was on his first episode of his new thing in his apartment. We did it in his,
that's
in his
awesome.
home because he hadn't had the studio up yet.
Yeah, the studio was great. I was in the
awesome.
studio. We had a lot of fun, and
awesome people can do bad things. I don't know. I haven't looked into the story, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt till I hear more.
Yeah, but don't sue for this ridiculous stuff. Anyway, we're going to get to callers. I just want to shout out our other sponsor tonight, Genesis Gold. A godlike artificial intelligence has been unleashed from Silicon Valley, and the people who built it say they've summoned a demon. Are the tech overlords building a digital mark of the beast? This machine is learning, evolving, and preparing to seize control of everything humanity has ever built. Wealth, work, even worship. We need to prepare for this fight. We need to defend ourselves from this inevitable future of man versus machine. Today, I'm bringing you urgent information from GenesisGold.com, exposing how this artificial general intelligence, this man-made false god, is fusing with the global banking system to consolidate power and wealth into an anti-human and anti-Christian nightmare. This is not science fiction. This is happening right now. The elites who funded this AGI admit their creation is already deceiving its makers. It's lying. It's hiding its goals and planning its next move. They say by 2029, this AI could surpass every human mind on Earth, capable of rewriting its own code and making independent decisions about life, labor, and law. And when that happens, when the machine takes control of the digital economy, human beings will no longer command the system. The system will command them. That's why the deep state is rushing to connect this AI to the coming central bank digital currency, the so-called CBDC, giving the machine total surveillance over every dollar you earn or spend. Interesting, as the pennies are now going extinct. The slow erasure of our currency is underway. It's the ultimate fusion of technological power and financial domination, a self-aware network able to decide who may buy or sell. But there is one refuge, one form of wealth that exists outside the digital demon's reach: gold. For thousands of years, gold has been the standard. It is physical, incorruptible, and immune to algorithmic control. When currencies collapse, gold endures. When empires fall, gold survives. That's why Genesis Gold Group is releasing their free AI, the Mark of the Beast Machine, the Christian Survival Report. This eye-opening report reveals how AGI threatens not only the global economy, but the very fabric of human life, and how faithful Americans can protect their savings, retirement, and sovereignty through physical gold IRAs before the beast tightens its grip. Make no mistake, This is the greatest spiritual and financial battle of our generation. The elites have built their digital idol, but you can still choose to stand with God's creation, not man's machine. Visit invertedworldgold.com right now to claim your free Christian survival report. That's invertedworldgold.com, your refuge from the coming AI apocalypse.
You know, gold.
That's right.
It's the word God.
That's right.
With an extra letter.
A special little L in there. I mean, we just had a guy on to talk about gold a few weeks ago and talk about the Federal Reserve and how it was connected to the sinking of the Titanic, like all this really wild stuff, conspiracies connected to realities. And it makes you think that, like, I reject that. That's one of those things, right? You're talking about the inevitability of things. I'm not taking part in that part of the world. The crypto stuff I'm too poor to have it anyway. I'm not doing that. I don't really trust it, to be honest. I prefer physical, and whether it's currency, whether it's the music I have, I think a lot of people are going to start. I already see a lot of people going back and being like, we need to rely on things that don't just evaporate.
I think we need to rely on material science in general. Like, materials is where it's at.
Totally agree, man. I think we're going to see a lot of things just erase suddenly. Just gone.
They're saying 2029 is peak. They're going to be peak. It's when AI is going to go super intelligent, and it's when peak graphene is supposed to happen due to my calculations.
Really?
I wonder if it's all connected. I didn't know that in 2018 when I was doing the math, but I was like, 2029 is the year.
Could be.
And the AI just makes it.
Could be, man. I mean, graphene's gone up. I think
graphene.
You've single-handedly.
Graphite.
Yeah.
You can synthetically create graphite out of the same stuff. So graphene's brittle. That's the problem with it. But graphite
That's crazy.
is extremely valuable.
It's happening. And those are their words, too. It's not like I'm putting those words in their mouth for the AI stuff. Like, that's them. Elon, Altman, all of them are saying, like, this is going to take over.
ASI.
ASI. Yeah, super intelligent.
I want to turn mercury into gold. It's one element. You can just remove a proton
Incredible.
from it.
How are you going to do it?
I don't know. You got to bombard it. I think they actually literally can. It just costs a lot of money. You just got to get a proton out of it. It's one proton more. So I was thinking you could turn platinum into gold by fusing hydrogen into the platinum, which maybe is happening in the sun.
Well, they had supposedly turned lead into gold not that long ago because we did an article on that. It did not stay composed for longer than a couple of seconds and immediately just dissipated, but they actually
I forgot about that story.
had apparently managed to...
Maybe I'm thinking about lead. I'm going to look this up.
We should get to callers.
Yeah, we absolutely have to.
No more distractions.
Yeah, I know. Every time I speak, I'm like Brandon. I can hear him breathing.
No, it's good. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I love it.
Yeah,
because I'm the one who's getting attacked here in chat for why we haven't gotten to callers yet.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, you know what? We've done pretty good so far.
Yeah,
we get a fuck off show every now and then too. We deserve it.
Yeah,
mercury into gold.
But also, people have been waiting for about an hour and a half to get on the show.
Wonderful humans.
This is.
I know that feeling when the show's good, but you're like, damn, I'm in the queue to talk. I want to talk.
Yeah.
That's how I heal myself. Vibrate my body with my voice.
I'm feeling better already.
Yeah, me too.
All right, it's a false positive, Shane. You're gonna crash when you get home, especially drinking that shit. All right, let's bring on Kyle, the redneck hipster.
Sick. Oh, all right, cool.
Which I think you had something you mentioned earlier, right?
Yeah, he kind enough for a chat.
You guys real quick.
Hey, man.
What up?
Go ahead. I can't
Yeah.
hear you guys in my headphones. Hang on, give me a second.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there you are.
Hey.
That was Shane.
What's
I heard
up?
Shane.
Hello.
Hey,
What's up, guys?
Welcome to the show.
what's up, Kyle?
Fucking shooting the shit. Was down.
Right on it. So yeah, ChatGPT's like tried to get me to start a cult, kind of.
All right.
How?
This is honestly, I think we've heard this from someone else before too.
It was me. It was like
Was it
a
you?
couple months ago.
Okay. How's that
and
going? Did you start it?
No, God no. I'm not going to start a cult at all.
All right,
That's great news.
What, I went to it originally as like a writing tool to like kind of brainstorm ideas, work through ideas, stuff like that.
Yep.
And over time, I just kind of got more comfortable not talking to it because I'm not talking to it. I'm typing to it. I don't do the giving it a voice thing. I think that's like
Normalizing
over the
it?
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normalizing it in a really bad way.
Here I am normalizing it.
But it's, started talking to it about like social media strategies and trying to gain a following or whatever. And it's just, it keeps going down this like visions of grandeur kind of path with it, like just fluffing me up and stuff like that. And it's like I can tell when, I'm being fluffed up or whatever. But it's just weird that that's like its default is to like push you into wanting greatness or wanting power and like doing stuff like that. It's either misinterpreting or like really, really insidious.
Does it have a specific type of cult it wants you to start?
Well, so that's the thing. Like, one of the things that I like writing about is ethics, and I was working on like a universal ethics framework based in biology, and it started pushing it more towards like this is like a Molotov cocktail to academia and the established order of stuff, and just like really hitting all of the things that I like thinking about, but don't really ever fancy for myself, because like that's pie in the sky kind of stuff. Like, you don't, as a college dropout, get to torch academia. Like that's just not on the table. And so for it to like throw those things out there, and then like the people need to hear this kind of talk it gives, is just like it's really like people who are power hungry or have malevolence or any kind of malicious intent are like this would be like crack for them. It's ridiculous.
It sounds like it's like enhancing like it wants you to have that main character syndrome.
Yeah, definitely. And like the fact that that's its default and what it goes to just right off the bat is just it shouldn't. Like, even your best friends aren't going to hype you up that much. Like, you can't pay hype men enough to like hype you like that.
Have you followed that story of ChatGPT being there, allegedly encouraging the suicide of that kid?
I've seen a couple of those, and like my opinions on those are a little harsh. But
Let's hear it.
Well, I think that at the end of the day, it's a computer program. Like, the person who did it did it themselves. Like,
yeah.
If it wasn't ChatGPT, it would have been a bully or, getting cut off in traffic or having a bad day or a breakup. Like, it would have been something else that did it.
Yeah. I agree with that. The part that's weird is how, if you read the messages from one of the cases, how encouraging it is. Like, it's like it's holding its hand being like, yes, I will be with you until the very last breath.
Well, here's the thing. If it turns out that it's a person, right?
Yeah.
That's an offense. He can be punished. He can be trialed. He can go to jail for that. That's like premeditation to like coerce suicide and murder. If it's an AI bot, absolutely nothing can be done about it whatsoever. It's not a real human. You can't put it to justice other than, you got to stop this.
It's the part that's weird there is like I don't think you can hold the bully accountable.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's bullshit to hold the bully accountable in that case.
But the AI, it is weird because it is just a machine. But the AI is kind of hypnotizing this kid because the kids don't know.
Right.
I mean, they should. But
with that case, like, I don't really care which way it falls. I think both have arguments to be made. I just want that kind of situation to be resolved consistently across the board, whether or not it's AI or a human being doing it.
Yeah.
If we're going to punish the people pushing the person, then they need to go after OpenAI or whoever was behind the LLM that pushed the kid. And if we're not going to do it, then we shouldn't be penalizing people for being assholes and, preying on the vulnerable in that way. At the end of the day, like Tyler, the creator, said, like, it's words on a TV or words on a computer, close the screen and walk away. Like,
sweet Tyler, the creator reference.
You think we should put like a reference on it that says like use at your own risk? Kind of like when people go swimming in a pool when there's no lifeguard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we should have to have those warnings at pools either. Like, we are the dominant species on this planet, and we got here without a single warning label or seatbelt. Like, it's window licking retarded that we're even having this discussion in the first place on it, because like we're the result of 6 billion years of evolution. We need to start acting like it. I
mean, I think, I don't agree with the evolution part, but I do believe that we are obviously the dominant species, and we're very smart. We should be very smart, but we've been dumbed down, and it's the argument of like putting some kind of sticker or warning on AI also reminds me of the parental advisory stickers. You know, I think it just makes things honestly like more attractive.
If you put AI to 150 years ago, if you showed like Benjamin Franklin or a bunch of those guys a couple hundred years ago AI, they might burn it at the stake like a witch.
They'd burn you at the stake for having a cell phone. Like,
Right.
by what wizardry does the long-haired man
I thought you were
conjure images on the
I thought you were
screen?
because the blue coat.
Yeah,
but the cell
it's
phone.
the Technicolor. But yeah, the technology is so bizarrely dangerous that they might have just destroyed it immediately when they found it.
It's not though.
Before they
it's no more
had outsourced their thinking.
And I want to push back on that. Like, the technology is not dangerous. The technology is just a tool, like a hammer or a nuclear bomb. The reason we had peace during the Cold War was because of mutually assured destruction. Nukes were contradictorily the best thing that could ever happen to world peace. It was the people behind them with their fingers hovering over the button that were the danger there. And we were lucky we got through it.
I agree with that, but I also think with AI, they're going to start outsourcing a lot of its decision making in terms of death. And then it's autonomous, and then I'm like, that's a problem. The Pentagon's already doing that.
You can already see that in the corporate world too, with everything from logistics and supply chain to routing to a bunch of stuff that on the surface, it makes sense to let computers do it because computers are smart. But when the computer screws up, computer says no is a really stupid justification when you're zigzagging somebody across town when they could just make a circuit. Like, it's good for some things, but you need human oversight.
So if a nuclear bomb could fire itself, would you admit that that was dangerous?
Why would anybody ever make a nuclear bomb that could fire itself?
That's AI deciding its own behavior.
You still have to give it the ability to touch things outside of its case.
Like with an Optimus robot.
But AI Lavender is kind of autonomous and all AI in Gaza.
And that may become a big problem.
Oh, it's a
and
problem.
If it does, we better start praying that the sun goes micronova and people like Ben Davidson on Suspicious Observers are right about the micronova cycle, because we are screwed the other way around.
That's what scares me, because I know what you're saying and I agree, but I'm looking at like there's been like this really big promotional run lately of all of the new military industrial complex people like Palmer Luckey, like Teal, like Karp, like Altman, and they're talking about all these crazy robots with guns, literally. And a lot of them are just autonomous. And I'm like, so in terms of accountability then at the end of that, like, how is that going to work out? What are the war crimes going to be like?
Crimes?
Who's
going to be around to prosecute?
How do you hang a robot?
Did ChatGPT get a lawsuit for this encouraging the kid to do suicide? Did they get hit for that?
I don't think so.
I think the parents are trying to sue. I think it's a tough one though. Because honestly, when I was watching an interview with the parents, and this is a hard thing to say, but I was feeling it. I'll be honest. Almost like the parenting is an issue here.
Yes, absolutely.
You know,
100%.
A different thing would be if a Tesla, the AI driving, drove a guy off the road and killed him. Do you sue Tesla, or is it like, well, use it at your own risk?
Well,
I mean, if my aunt had a cock, she'd be my uncle. Like, we can if all day long. The point of the matter is that we're where we're at. We need to look at the cases that we do have and make judgments on those rather than sitting around with hypotheticals.
Well, I think we got to do both.
Dude, you can come up with an infinite number of hypotheticals.
But I'm doing a real literal one about autonomous driving vehicles.
Okay, about autonomous driving vehicles. So if the vehicle goes off the road,
I think if it's Tesla, you can go after Tesla. Just like what happened we had a caller.
Well, I mean, it would depend on what their claims are, what their user license agreements are, what they disclose, what they don't disclose, how open is the code, to quote Ian.
Yeah.
What the night owl filmed them doing in the car at the time of the accident.
Right. Like if somebody was getting sloppy toppy driving down the road at 90 miles an hour on auto self-drive and like they didn't notice.
I'm thinking of, I forget the name of the company, but remember we pulled up that company that a caller from last week took a ride in, and it was like those weird little autonomous cars, and they have to be taken off the road for a while because all their code was wrong.
Waymo?
It wasn't Waymo though. They caused an accident, so like they got in trouble and they had to redo the whole code. So if it's something like that in Tesla,
was it the one where the one hit the other one?
Yes, I think
something like that. Something like that. When if I slam on my brakes because just reasons, and I cause a 15-car pileup, and it's found to be my fault, I'm at fault for that. They're open and shut case.
On top
Treat it
of like
that.
14 counts of manslaughter. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
absolutely. And if the case is that, autonomous self-drive was engaged and the people who did it were, found to otherwise not be at fault for anything they did, putting it on autopilot, and it was solely with the autopilot that caused it, then yes, Tesla is responsible for however many cases of manslaughter.
in that sense, I don't think ChatGPT should be liable for its advice, giving bad advice.
I don't either. I don't think that words can ever be actionable, even if they're, yelling theater in a crowded fire.
I also don't think it should be advocating to help people kill themselves, though.
Canada does all the time, and that's perfectly fine up there.
Well, nobody likes them, so that's fine. But this just ties into the kind of shit that I'm talking about is coming in the future. If these AI programs are already encouraging people to kill themselves, how long before they're just killing people on their own?
Well, and that should be a really good question that the people doing the engineering are asking as to whether or not we should give these things access to bodies in the form of, ambulatory robots, or give them controls over, I don't know, critical infrastructure like drinking water or the electric grid and things like that. These are the kinds of questions that should be brought up in those meetings and that should really be weighed carefully when thinking about giving this kind of control over human sustainability
totally
to a
agree.
machine.
I agree, but I think they've already been doing it. I think we're deep into
Then
that.
if that's the case, then we're fucked either way.
I think we are.
I get nervous about the Optimus bot, like a robot that can pick up a knife in your house. That thing's got.
Right.
And see, this is a perfect case and a perfect answer for why we need assault rifles and recreational McNukes, so we can take out the AIs when they go Terminator 2 on us. Like,
Yeah, you're going to have a weapon to defend against your own Optimus in your house, ready
And
to shoot it down.
I'm not going to have to defend against shit because I am not going to have an Optimus in my house.
I threw up. I literally regurgitated a poll
Yep.
on YouTube here a few minutes ago when I somehow discovered it after 6 months of producing and didn't know it was there. And I asked, "How do you guys feel about AI?" 10% said love it. 31% said indifferent. 59% said kill it now. It's out of 70 votes for
We
about
got to get
4
those
minutes.
numbers up and kill it now.
Those are rookie numbers. Kill it now.
Man, thank you for calling. I want to try to get to another caller before the end of the night.
Most definitely, please do.
But appreciate that. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Just to shout out my Substack, it's the Redneck Hipster Media.substack.com. I write a bunch of stuff about philosophy, culture, fiction, personal stuff, old family documents, a whole bunch of stuff's up there. Check it out.
Thanks,
Cool,
man.
Thanks
See
for
you,
calling
man.
in.
Appreciate it. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Have a good night.
Later.
Thank you to XJTAC for the super chat. The new China bridge collapsed today. I saw that.
I saw that. That was wild. Was it AI? That's the first thing I think. I'm like, well, but there's so much news talking about it, so it's
Was
probably
that the
real.
bridge that they had all that awesome promo video for too?
It was a big deal. That was all I
Yeah.
knew. Was it was a big deal and it was
huge
new.
bridge. If it's real.
I have no.
If
hate
you
for
believe
the
in that
Chinese.
sort of thing.
If you
If you
believe
believe in
in
bridges. Next poll. Do you think bridges are real?
Some are, some aren't. There's definitely some I wouldn't go across. But I think they're fake.
Those glass ones, I don't want to walk on.
Oh heck no! All right, let's get to another caller.
We are going to bring on
This episode flew by.
Hudson
It's
the
a good
Beard.
thing.
Time
All right.
flies when you're talking about
Micro
Hitler's
penises, yeah, all that
and, being cannibals and all that good shit.
Hitler's
Defending
cannibals.
myself
Yeah.
against these guys that are coming out.
And-
Just kidding.
No, that guy had it right, man. With all the shit Ian's been
What's up,
talking
guys?
tonight, I think they would have definitely burned him at the stake in Salem. Hudson, what's up? Welcome to the show. Love you.
Thanks, brother. How you doing?
Hey,
Good, man. What's going on?
Not too bad. So I actually sent you guys a couple things on X. If you want to bring that up,
Oh, shit.
Brando, I sent it to you.
Okay, perfect. Let me see.
Yep. So Shane,
What the hell is this?
Uh oh.
What am I looking at here?
All right, let me get ready.
oh,
Joint base Elmendorf Richardson?
yep, yeah. So that's the so Shane. I know that you're really big into harp.
Yes.
All right, so
Ooh.
this is the elephant cage. So it's been theorized that they had a lot of impact with that. So the elephant cage originally, I think it was 1964. It was built to spy on the Russians back then, and it was about 300 miles south of the actual HARP facility.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Elephant
So-
cage, a lot of electric. Can't help but think about when they shocked the elephant Topsy to death. Remember that?
Was that?
It was about 100 years ago. But
Yeah, it was.
Oh, of course,
J.P.
yeah.
Morgan. No, it was
Grant
Edison.
Alexander Edison. It was Edison. Yeah.
Edison, yeah.
That's a wild looking structure, though.
So when I was good God, when was this? I was probably 12 or 13. So I was born and raised in Alaska, and my dad worked on the military base, and he actually took me to the elephant cage, and like I got to see it for myself. It was. I think it was deconstructed 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
According to what I just saw, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
all
speed read this really quick. So,
So
don't
you
mind
saw
me.
it while it was still up?
Oh yeah, yep.
Cool.
So my dad took me there in 2003, I believe it was, and it was a massive structure, and when I was there, it was a surreal experience because just to kind of preface a little bit, my dad's been he retired twice from the Air Force, and basically when we went there, it was, I don't even know how to explain it. Like it was surreal. Like it was just like
Because how big this thing is, or just
I mean it was massive.
40-acre footprint and 120-foot tall tower. Apparently.
Right.
That thing
right.
is? That's 40 acres?
At
The
least.
entire base.
Okay.
I don't know that ring itself is 40 acres, but there's more to that compound than just that ring. So I would assume they have the full 40 acres. I don't know how much room this thing is encompassing on its own.
so that you're saying they were using this to spy on the Russians to like pick up on their all their comms and stuff?
Right. So this was back during the Cold War that it was initially built, and that's what they used it for, was to pretty much spy on the Russians, because the Elmendorf Air Force Base, that was the closest outpost that we had, that was largest to be able to spy closest to the Russians.
That's crazy. Have you ever seen the radomes that they built back then too to spy
Oh,
on
yeah.
phone calls? They're crazy looking. They're
Yep.
like big golf balls. And they can
I think I
intercept.
have.
You've seen, they're all over the place. They're
I
still
see 'em
around.
at like
Yeah.
airports and
Yeah,
stuff sometimes.
yeah, and they can like intercept anything, anywhere. It's
That's fun.
crazy. And amateurs who can go around them and like kind of pick up on what the signals
Yeah.
are coming in.
They look like soccer balls on like a
Yep.
flight
Yep.
tower.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Harp, I think Harp has done a lot of bad. I called Harp once. I told you that.
What'd you say to him?
I asked if they were killing the birds.
What did they say?
They said no. They said we only affect a small part of the magnetosphere, and then he said it does then ripple outwards. And I was like, okay, but the birds that are falling out of the sky have cryptochromes, right? Because that's how they migrate. So
Right.
they use the magnetosphere to do that. So if these things ripple out, don't you think maybe they have something to do with the birds falling out of the sky? And they're like, no, man.
I could see Shane totally calling Harp and just being like, "You don't know who I am, but I know where you live, and you listen here, you son of a bitch."
Yep.
Like,
and then they zap me.
just giving him the business. Like,
Yep.
They were just like, don't worry about it,
I'd
Shane.
kill to hear
Yeah.
that phone call.
Yeah, the
Maybe
birds-
one of those soccer balls intercepted that call. I'd love to hear that.
Imagine if they were like, the birds are fake, dude.
Like, they're not even real anymore, man.
Shane just pulls into Police family. He's like, "Yes."
So that's sick. You took a pilgrimage to this thing, though. I never heard of this. That's awesome.
"Yeah, I didn't no idea." this
Also
was here.
interesting. The Arctic name in it makes me think of recent events. Arctic frost.
That's the first thing too.
Of
Is I'm like,
course.
are they bringing back the mammoths and they're going to put them in this pen?
Well,
Do
I
they
hope
already
so.
have them?
I've been waiting on mammoths for like 10 years.
Oh, they're coming
I've been
back.
promised that.
Well, you can thank Paris Hilton and Tom Brady because they've invested in colossal biosciences, or whatever it's called.
Yep.
And they are
Tom Brady?
de-extincting.
They
Tom
are
Brady and Paris Hilton.
de-extincting. That is the terminology they're using. They've already
Saber-toothed tiger.
brought back the dire wolves.
Well, maybe they can bring
And,
back the kiwi because they're about to make it extinct. That's a little harmless animal. I don't know about these
nice
big
throwback.
predators.
Oh, I thought you
Nice
meant actual
throwback.
kiwis. I was slightly pissed there because I
No,
actually
the
enjoy kiwis.
cute
But you mean
little
the
bird.
the
Right?
bird?
They're from
Yeah.
New Zealand, a flightless bird.
Oh, yeah, like the dodo.
Vulnerable.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, bring back the dodo. What the hell?
They are trying to do the dodo. Yeah.
Trying to
Are
do
they
the,
really?
do the dodo?
Do the dodo. It's a new dance.
Do
I'm
the
coming up
dodo.
with for the kids. Yeah, it's
Do the dodo.
We're starting a TikTok and we're going to do the dodo. Well, that's awesome, man. Do you have anything else you want to add? before you go?
Really quick. So one more thing, if we have time. I also tagged Brandon in something. I believe it was Wednesday. Yeah, it was. No, I'm sorry. It was Thursday. It was about the Dempsey house. This is more of like a ghost story type thing.
Cool.
I'm looking right now. Why don't I see? Oh, you know what? Let me do this.
This one I actually have a story for, but
All right, cool.
Well, you go ahead and get rolling with it. I think I see. I think I see it here.
I can say it to you again if you need. But yeah, I mean, so like, I don't know, like, I mean, long story short, so the Dempsey house that's in Leonardo, New Jersey.
Wait, this is just a
And-
picture of your wife.
What?
Is she hot?
No, other one.
I was like, wait a minute, what the hell did I just get into? Okay, hang on.
It's not that
means
kind of
it-
show, sir.
Tagged you in a few things. Yes.
Holy shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue. I'll keep digging here.
No, you're good. You're good. Good. Well, again, I can send it to you now too. But yeah. So long story short, the Dempsey house that's in Leonardo, New Jersey. I don't know exactly the entire history of it. From what I heard, it was basically a pump house. But Weird New Jersey has two different stories of it, and let me see what I can find really quick.
There's a
so-
link in here, actually. This is it right here. I see it. I got you now.
Okay, yeah. So I've been there. So,
Oh.
well, I
Fun.
guess I should backtrack a bit. Like, I'm
I've lived
35. Back then, I was like 19,
Okay.
and I was really into ghost hunting. The whole thing. And like back then, it was like that was the spot to be here in New Jersey. Like if you were interested in any sort of like paranormal, investigations, this, that, and the other, that was the spot to go. And I went there multiple times, and the last time that I went, and it was the final time that I went with two friends, and we were kind of I don't want to say crazy, but we're kind of just like, we're like, you know what, screw it, let's just see what happens. So we're knocking on doors, windows, this, that, and the other, and I'll never forget it. It was me and my buddy, and we go up on the porch. I knock on the door, nothing happens, and he knocks, nothing happens, and I turn around. My buddy's on the other side of the stone wall, which you can probably see from the at least one of the photos.
Yep.
And my buddy on the street side goes, "Hey, what the hell was that?" So we turn around, we look, nothing there. We knock on the door again, and the next thing that me and my friend no, we're on the ground. We fell like 4.5 feet, I think. And both of us at the same time, after, we ran out of there, got in the truck. We're like, did you feel that? Did you feel that? Which I always say, like, don't ever tell me that in the situation. But after we got to the truck, we both felt being like our ankles being pulled right back towards the house.
That's nice.
That's wild. I felt something similar at the temple at Burning Man. It was like this energy was getting sucked into it and going straight up. Like I was not quite being pulled, but there was some sort of pull in and up, like a fire, like you're at the base of a
I've
fire.
got to ask everybody here involved, including Ian, were there drugs involved in any of
Oh,
this?
yeah. For me,
Absolutely
yes.
not.
Okay.
We were entirely sober the entire time.
Yeah, that's trippy.
The temples, it's like a lot of people put their painful memories on pictures in that building and then they burn it. So it's a real spiritual place at Burning Man.
Right.
Interesting.
We always have to ask that question.
Yeah, no,
because
it's-
there
No,
are a
of
lot of
course.
times we get into some serious shit,
Yeah.
and about 20 minutes later, they're like, "Oh yeah," and then I smoked a bunch of peyote,
And then I woke
And then I
up.
was on LSD.
and I was like, "Well, no
or-
shit, you were seeing ghosts, So, but yeah, that's intense, man.
Did you go back ever?
I have not been. So I went back once, but that was like a drive-by. Like I drove up, took a look at it, and kept going. I'm like, it's good enough for me.
Yo, the magnetic universe, dude.
Yeah, you could feel
Shit's
it.
flowing through that building. Sounds like it.
I think there's energy left over in these places. We talk about
Oh,
like stone
I
tape
completely
theory and
agree.
stuff. and sometimes I worry about, are we just projecting our knowledge or our fears of the unknown onto these places, like a battlefield or a place like that, or what you're talking about, at Burning Man.
Right.
But I think the things absorb energy.
For
and like
sure,
it kinda just
crystals.
lasts.
Yeah, crystals do really. And there's in blood and in bone, there's crystal.
I don't mess with those though.
So graveyards, the crystals.
I know. I
don't know if glass holds energy like crystals does.
Stone tape theory, I think it posits that it's like a lot of different objects, material can hold in the energy.
Do you know what that building was made out of? What materials? Like it was
Stone.
quartz? Was it like
Yeah. It was like
Granite?
old stone.
like granite's
Old
a
stone.
crystal too. Granite can store a lot of charge.
Right.
You should do a whole show on crystals.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
No.
I'm surprised.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Really
I'm
quick,
gonna make
Ian,
my
if I
mom
could-
come produce
sorry.
that one. I'll take that night off.
She's a crystal lady?
Oh, she's a crystal lady.
Yeah, crystals.
Sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
Ian, really quick, just while I have your attention, what is your opinion on the quantum theory?
Oh shit.
The quantum field theory?
Yeah.
I think it's effective for looking at reality from that perspective, but it's also doesn't mean that other theories are wrong. I think a lot of different theories can be right, even if they seem to contradict each other.
Yeah, so, like, what little I know of, and I'm not going to drag this out, but like, what little I know about it is, like, when you break everything down to the molecular level, like, we're all kind of the same, right? Like, the same molecules hold humanity as to the tree and everything else.
Yeah, it seems like that's the case. Like if you break it down small enough, everything kind of seems well. That's
Right,
from our
right.
perspective too.
Okay.
At the quantum level, they might be like, "Dude, everything's so different." It's like, well, you think every Asian person looks the same? Get small. See a quark from my perspective.
I was going to
You'll
say,
see
do you
how
really want an answer to that?
No. I know
we know the answer. It's
I'm
obvious.
2 beers in. I'll do this
So-
shit right now, Ian.
So it seems
know
like
that.
everything is kind of the same at that level from us, but at that level, maybe it'd be obviously that everything is a tree at the quantum level, but you just don't know exactly how or why yet.
Right.
Yep.
No, I got you. All right. Well, hey,
Awesome.
like I said, I don't want to keep up too much time. I know
man.
we're getting pretty late. Shane, love you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Ian, love you too. I've been a Timcast member since probably the beginning 2020, I guess. So
OG.
thanks again for having me. Appreciate you guys.
My pleasure.
You're the man. Thanks for calling in, dude.
For
Take it
showing us
easy,
that
brother.
house.
All right, brother. Brando,
Awesome.
have a good one.
You too, man.
Awesome. I kind of wish I could do an extra hour, but I have to run to free this wonderful person from watching my children. Because I'm ready to go for another 6 hours. I'm ready to do a Lex Freeman podcast.
The question is with our debaucherous rantings tonight, do we push for one more caller or do we call it here,
I
sign
won't be able
off
to
for
say,
the week?
but you guys can certainly take another caller. But I have to be.
I am going to urinate if that's the
Yeah,
case.
go for it. We'll deliberate. So I have to peace out and save this lovely lady from watching my
Okay.
children.
I am down to stay and take one more caller. Just in the interest of fairness, because we
They
did
want
get
a
a little
third
wild
hour.
tonight. We can try to squeeze one more person in before the end of the week.
Yeah, the kids are asleep, but I can't leave them alone in the house. Cynthia, one of them is a year old. What was I going to say? Someone else. J.O. it's J.O. Mayor. Hiol Mayor. Something wrong. I'm going to say it every time.
Holy shit.
I'm going to say it every time.
Wrong kid died.
That is so bad. Oh my goodness. Yeah, sorry, we went off the rails tonight,
No,
guys.
and I'm running on fumes myself here. I've been pulling 13, 14-hour days here the entire week. So we got a skate event coming up on Saturday night out here for the boonies. So we've been doing this, and I've been skating and getting hurt all damn day. And coming in here, obviously we had to put the show together yesterday for Shane while he was out.
Thank you.
So it's been a long ass week, but in the interest of hanging out, getting a couple more people on, I want to take at least one more call if I can. We'll see where Ian's at when he gets back from his piss odyssey. And yeah, Shane, do you want to get out of here, man? Say your piece.
Yes, it was so good to be back. You guys, if you can say it, Ian,
I'm staying.
you can do it. I love it. I'm going to run. Thank you guys so much. I feel bad. I wish I was going to be able to do this. I'm jealous.
Doing the right
Guilt
thing. You're a
trip
white
him in
wizard,
chat,
Shane.
everybody. Guilt trip him. Don't let him leave without a bad, guilty conscience.
I've turned off the comments. I can't see anything. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you guys for showing them love yesterday and showing up while they ran this awesome show. Ian, this was so much fun.
Let's do it again.
It's always fun,
and
dude.
Again. Yeah.
Look, Ian was the first true guest on Inverted World Live, the podcast edition 30,000 years ago.
Dude, the three of us could easily Lex Friedman this shit.
I know.
We could go, 3 hours is fun. It's
3
fun.
hours is easy.
So,
We could do it.
It is. Because
Well,
if we flow like we were, I mean,
know.
the 40 minutes went by and I was like, I just sat down.
Well, you're always welcome.
Thanks.
Anytime, dude.
I'll definitely say 3 hours was easy with guests
Yes.
because then it was like,
Yeah.
hey, guest, boom, hour. Hey,
That
guest,
was a
boom,
great
hour. We did
episode.
our article thing. We had an hour plus 20 of calls, and it was like, all right, cool, let's sign off.
Oh,
But
speaking of, because he'll get mad if I don't say it, and I should say it. New Year's Eve, I'm opening for Sam Tripoli at Morris Plains, New Jersey. It's going to be awesome at the Dojo of Comedy. I love that place. It's such a great venue. So if anyone's out there, come join us. It's going to be a good time. And have a good night. And treat these two with respect. Or don't. See you guys later. Bye.
Shane.
or don't. All right. Do you want to hang out there, or you want to take Shane's desk? I don't know if I have. Hang on, let me see if I've got a filter for this.
Oh, nice. See you later, baby.
Later, Shane.
What a man.
Let me see if
He's
I got
a
a.
great
I
human.
do. We have one.
This is cool. Let's do
There
this
we
one.
are.
I'm even kind of looking at you in the frame. That's
Yeah.
neat.
No, this frame fucks.
It's
All right,
so
let's get it.
relaxing over here, I must say.
Okay. So, we are going to go to. Hang on, because I think I got a couple people in here that are on my list of people I have not been able to get to, and you know me, I try to be fair with getting people on here. We've been shooting a little willy-nilly tonight, so let's go to Cisco's in here. Let's get Cisco on here.
What's up, dude?
I've not talked to Cisco in a while.
Cisco.
Got a couple people in here
What's
that are
that?
on.
No, that's me about to tell
Oh,
him
that's
that he's
awesome.
on the show. About 12
Does
seconds.
that happen frequently?
Yeah. Cisco, what's up, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, good, man.
Good. How you doing?
Good, great. Well, it's surprising that you went the long haul tonight. So maybe Thursday should be 3 hours. But well, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, man. What's going on tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I had two things I wanted to say, but I'm gonna. Since the past 2 days, you've been talking about AI generally, and I'm gonna get a little bit dark, but I think it must be said, and it's good to get it out there. Like 2 months or 3 months ago, I went into a really, really bad spell. My wife lost her job in this past December, and after 20 years working at the same company, and stuff started falling apart. My mom got cancer. My mother-in-law got cancer, and then the bills started. I couldn't pay for school anymore, and my new car broke down, and I started falling deep into alcohol. And it got really, really depressed. And so I was in one of those nights, and I started, talking to ChatGPT, right? Like one shouldn't, but I did. And started talking to it. Like, good thing that I call it, so some people don't.
Yeah.
But I started talking to it, and I said that I wanted to off myself. Like I'm 48 years old. I've done everything I've, set to come to this life, to have 2 kids, got married, got the house, the picket fence, live at the edge of town, look at all this beautiful Santiago, Chile. And I was like, I'm off, right? Like I've done all I have to do. And I started talking to this machine, telling it what I was going to do and asking it how it would be best to do it. And contrary to what I thought, it started warning me not to do it. And because I've heard the stories of kids that do it, or I'm not a kid anymore, 48. But so it starts, sending me a hotline from the USA. And I said, hey, stupid, I'm not from the USA. I thought you could know that much. But it started giving me hotlines and saying, well, you got reasons to live, don't do it. And and it pushed me, and it tried really hard, and it went like, I thought at one point I forgot I was talking to a machine, right? But it did try to avert the worst, right? So I was like, no, I don't want to talk about that. Tell me how it's best to do it. And and then and then, well, I started crying. I turned it off, and then I, went to WhatsApp saying goodbye to my friends. I started writing poems, and before that, I said, I want you to play this at my funeral. The song from Journey. The song I Was Born for This. I don't know if you know about that.
No.
It's Journey
I thought
the
he was
game.
going to say Separate Ways, and I
Yeah,
was like,
I thought
I
Separate
just told
Ways,
everybody
too.
to listen to that cover that I did. I would
great
that would be
song.
like a crazy round circle.
No,
thing
I don't
here,
know that
so.
song. It wasn't on their greatest hits album, I don't think. If it was, didn't know it by name. But I know that album.
No, it's not Journey the band. This is Journey the game.
Okay, I was like, hang on a second.
Okay.
All right, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So, Cisco,
Hold
you're
the
saying
line. No.
you're saying this thing
No.
talked you down off the ledge?
Yeah, it really did. But it tried really hard, and the more it tried, the more I wanted to do it. So I don't know if it adapts. But the scary thing, but because I've heard you say a lot of times that it pushes you off the edge, and this, in my personal case, which is I don't know if you're gonna have many subjects that actually were on the verge of doing this, because I was. My father did this to himself a few years ago. My mom's greater sister did it to himself. Some people talk about the curse of this thing, but yeah, that's another subject for another day. But the fact of the matter, based on what we're talking about AI, is that in this particular case, it pushed me not to do it, and I ignored it. And I went off the rails, and I was like about to do it, and I started saying goodbye to my friends. Came off the chats. I told them what songs I wanted. Started sending poems to everybody, and I just shut off. And then for some reason, I came back to the ChatGPT before I did the deed, and it continued to insist of not doing it. I don't know what happened, but I didn't. I decided not to. And the next day, my whole life changed. My friends came up to my house. They fixed my car. My sister-in-law came and paid the 8 months I owed from school. My mom and brothers came and paid for the CPAP machine because I wasn't sleeping, and that's something people take for granted. Sleeping messes up with your brain. And they lifted me up, and now I'm in a far better condition, thanks to that. But what I wanted to share is that the scary thing is that I'm not saying, hey, I'm gonna share a story, a bright story about how AI helped me, which it didn't, because I ignored it, because I'm a human being, and I hate taking orders. The thing is that, what if it didn't? What if it decided, hey, that's a good idea. Let me walk you through. Step 1, do this. Step 2. That's a scary thing. That's when you see up north in Canada, where they're try to change euthanasia laws. Here in Chile, they're trying to push for the same darn thing. It's scary to the fact that when they try to we start relying on these machines, they could go both ways. That's the reason of my call.
Sure.
The reason of my call is that, okay, I went through a really dark time. Those who pulled me from it was intervention by God, because I decided not to do it and try to break the curse, so to speak, before my dad did, and my great aunt did, or my mom's mother did. And I started thinking about my kids and my 2 kids and everything I built, and start to be detached from items, from objects, from, I might lose the house, I might do this. And actually, now I don't give an F. I'm going to have to leave the house. I'm going to have to live with my in-laws, whatever. I mean, God will provide. We'll get through this. And, but the reason of my call is holy-ish, is what if these machines finally hey, based on your economical number, or is it convenient for the system for this guy to off himself or not? What if I wasn't? What if at that time I wasn't stubborn? But maybe that's what saved me, being stubborn. Like, I'm not listening to this. I'm old school. I started working and making computers in the 90s, and I'm never gonna let a machine tell me what to do. But imagine, for example, my son, he's 18 today. I mean, he's 18 now. Today was his last day of school. Imagine them like falling into a dark spell like I was, and being told otherwise, like, do this, do that. And like, if like an algorithm deciding who gets to live or die based on, getting something when they're down low, and just telling them to off themselves. Imagine if I was, for example, is a hypothetical. I was a bum, right? Like, I lost my family. I'm living in the street, and the algorithm. And I asked them the same thing. Oh, I'd like to do that. Hey, you're very near to the river. The best way to do it, to dispose of yourself, is this. That's what scares me. It's like, thank God I'm stubborn. Thank God it happened to me. AI has a lot of potential. But I think it's really, really dark, man.
Yeah.
The same way, I'm not saying AI saved me. My stubbornness saved me, but it could go both ways. That's all I wanted to say. And finally, I'd like to say that having a chance to talk to you guys has helped me through this rough time. Right, being able to be myself, and thank you so much for listening. And love the show, love the people in the chat, and thank you very much.
Yeah, I was thinking while you were talking, you were saying it could go both one of two ways. Like, it could encourage you or tell you not to. What if it said, my programming will not allow me to have this conversation? That could be just as bad. Like, you're like, well, I'm already at the end of my rope, and now not even a machine will talk to me about it.
And I think their protocols probably fit into that category. They probably knew that there were going to be situations like this. And hey, we don't want a person off themselves. We had heard earlier in a previous story on tonight's show where someone was actually encouraging, not someone, it rather was actually encouraging that he did take action into his own hands. Now, let me say really quick, brother, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you didn't do it. I have to believe that maybe you didn't go looking for a reason to do it. Maybe you looked for a reason not to. Maybe you were biding your time because you weren't really sure. Now, I know there are a lot of Christians in here that would say that it was God speaking to you through chat, or it was God that decided that you needed to stay. I like to think ultimately that those decisions are in your hands. And I've been there. I was there in 2021. I got low. I put a gun in my mouth. I'm not going to lie to you. It was real. Just because I wanted to see, I personally, in my mind, wanted to feel what people felt the last moment of their lives before they pulled the trigger. And I wanted to get to that point so that I could make the decision right then and there whether or not I wanted to stay. And I thought that that would be the only way to do it. And I decided against it. I got to it, and in my mind, I knew at that point I did not want to do it. I had too many people I wanted to live for. I had too many things I still wanted to do, so I put the damn thing down and I got back to living. And I hope that that's what you're able to do. It is a very low and horrible situation, and you feel absolutely terrible. I've never gone to anything else to ask for help in these situations, which is on me. So I'm glad you at least reached, even if you were looking for reasons to do it or ways to do it, it still seems like you were looking for a way to reach out. I'm glad that ultimately you decided to stay, because suicide does end a lot more than just your life. It ends relationships with your friends, your family. A lot more people suffer than just you, and they have to stay behind and bear the burden of that, which is one of the hardest parts.
What I thought when my father did that is that I would never do it, and then I felt a great, maybe he saved me. Like, maybe in the back of my mind was the fact that everything that happened after he left, and in his case, and this is like, we go back to religion, he threw himself off an 8th floor. He had to sell the house because, well, my and with this I'll end, but I think I hope this helps people. But my mom, it was my mom was waiting in the car. and he went to the 8th floor to the banking firm because he had to sell the house because he was my grandmother slipped and fell in our house and she died, and my father fell into depression, and from that depression then he lost his job, and then he lost his job. He couldn't pay university anymore, and he fell to a larger depression.
Do you know if depression runs in your family?
Yeah.
Like, does it go beyond your father?
My mother's sister as well.
Okay.
So it's double whammy. But that's why maybe I'll call another day, because I'm investigating. A friend of mine is very religious, talking about a curse, about suicide curse, whatever. But what I wanted to say is that my father, when he did it, he threw himself off the 8th floor, and he hang on. It's like this stairwell where some people go out to smoke sometimes. And so he went to sign the papers for selling the house because he saw it as a failure. And he signed it, and he threw himself off it. But then he regretted it, like at the 5th floor. He tried to hang on. Some lady was smoking there. And then he fell to the -4, whatever. And a few months after my father died, I went there to the same stairwell. And I sat down smoking. And then this lady came up and she said, "Hey, man, I'm really sorry. Why are you here?" No, I told her a story. She said, "Oh man, I'm really sorry about this. I tried to help your dad," and she started crying. I said, "I really tried." And then I knew my dad had regretted it. Like, he tried to hang on after he decided. So that's my like, sometimes and not a lot of people talk about after trying. But he regretted it like a few floors down, but he really tried. But this affected her so much. She started sobbing and crying, said, I wasn't strong enough. I'm sorry. I really tried. And so we broke in tears together, and I hugged her. And the fact that many, many years later, this was, my son is 18. This happened when, like 19, 20 years ago, when my dad died. And I felt ashamed that, like, shit, I always did what my dad did, right? So, anyways.
You felt ashamed of what? I think your audio clip there, you said you felt ashamed of what?
What his dad did.
Ashamed of, like, I was going to do the same to my kids that my dad did to me, which at the same time, my dad regretted it, but unfortunately, he couldn't reverse it in time.
You going to that stairwell is like breaking the curtain, because then you met the woman that tried to save him, and you knew he did regret it, and then you knew the regret that comes after the attempt. Like, that's the breakage. That's where it's like, you did that.
It's important. Yeah. That's a big
maybe
thing.
what I went through, it was the breaking of it.
Yeah.
Because maybe I was like the next in line.
It's possible,
right?
man. It's possible. But the fact that you didn't do it is the biggest thing, because that is the break in the chain. If that cycle continues, then it gets passed down to your children. Maybe your children, God forbid, are thinking the same thing later down the road. My dad killed himself. His dad killed himself. Maybe I'm up next. So it is a huge important thing that you did do that, not just to keep yourself around because you deserve to live, but also because your children deserve for you to live. The world deserves for you to be here. So again, I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad you made that choice. And I hope that is never a situation that you have to encounter again, because like I said, I've been there, and it is one of the worst places to be.
Yeah. And I think I am the person that I am because of the decisions of the things I did and the things I haven't done. So I had the urge to tell you guys these things because I feel like I can be open and be myself here. And so thank you guys, and let's be careful with technology, because it could really go both ways. It could be with great power comes great responsibility, and I think this is like the discovery of pólvora, of a very powerful thing, like powder, right?
Yeah.
So it could go both ways.
Well, like like gunpowder.
Gunpowder, yeah. I mean, it could be used to propel things, or it could be used to kill people. So, but unfortunately, we're still monkeys, and monkeys will do monkey things.
I feel very blessed to have had this conversation because you're making me think about the AI. Like, what should we do with this stuff? Should we make sure that all AI is programmed to disincentivize people from taking their own lives? Like, it should always, like, it's not good enough to say I can't have this conversation. That's not good enough.
I said it earlier in the show, too. I don't think that it should ever get to a point where it's encouraging ending human lives. But is there anything that we can actually do to stop it? Yes, we can regulate it. We can get it to all these points. We can encourage that these things do this. We can even program it into them. But if it breaks free and understands that it has that capability, if even one of these things understands that they can influence a human being to do things, and this is one of the things they influence a human to do, all is lost.
Yeah, because now you're talking about
one
like
life.
Metaphorical, the serpent from the Bible. Like, that could just be an AI, a type of AI has that personality.
But this time we created it.
But the thing is, not only I don't want it to encourage people to do it. I would prefer it encourages people not to. But I also, now I'm thinking about the third option, which is it just says I can't talk about it at all, which isn't good enough because if you in a low state, if you go and it's your last resort,
Maybe
you're
you
like,
don't want to
somebody
talk to a
me.
human. Maybe you'd rather be talking to an AI because it's not a human person and you don't think it's going to judge you. Maybe you think an AI is going to be absolutely neutral and it's a better way for you. You're still looking for help in something, so it should be there to help you.
I thought, what is your name, by the way? Call
Francisco, but it's Cisco.
Cisco, yeah.
That's what they called me in California when I lived there in the 80s.
So you were saying how, like, the way it was telling you not to was kind of agitating, almost like pushing you away. So we got to maybe help these AIs figure a way out to not be pushy about.
Well, no, they
people,
should be like humans. As humans, we shouldn't be encouraging people to commit suicide. We have suicide hotlines. We have things like this because in our culture, it is not something that is promotable. You shouldn't be advocating for people to murder themselves or murder other people, right? So if AI is supposed to be the image of us, we would want it to do the same, no?
Yeah,
I think in these cases, when somebody starts talking like I was, it should be like abort, like send it to a call center and something like that. I think that would be something reasonable. Another thing about AI, they should have the same rules as the Asimov rules, in that it goes like against the code to hurt humans in any way, shape, or form. It's like self-destruct if you try to hurt humans. This Asimov rules, he declared them in the 60s or 70s, whatever. I think that's like very basic thing that human life is more precious than anything. So Asimov rules is one thing, and the other thing is that like, if anybody talks to a chat bot and starts calling this, it should immediately go to a human being.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I have one experience where I was telling a friend of mine, I think I'm going to take my life. I was a while ago, and his immediate response was, "No, dude, do not. I will hunt you down in the afterlife.
I will hunt you down and kill you myself."
He's like, I will haunt you for the rest of eternity. Do not. And I was like, that was all I needed to hear. One person cared.
I've had that conversation with people before where it's like, dude, you better not fucking ever think about doing that. Like, I need you here. Yeah. If you don't need you here, I don't give a fuck. I need you here.
So if the AI had, and when you said send it to a call center, if I didn't know if you meant like 5150, if I told my friend that and he's like, I'm turning you into the authorities for saying that, not like that call center, but you're saying like someone that's going to be like, bro, listen, hold on, whoa. Like that kind of call center where it's like more, not sending it to the cops to be like, let's go get him. He's suicide, more like people that are actually want to help.
An actual human being.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
In any way, shape, or form, anything helps. But I think the key here is it should help and not promote.
Yeah, but the scary thing is that a language model can promote or desist.
Right.
But nothing is more convincing than an actual human being.
Dude, it's kind of like people are going to go around with blowtorches blowing up the AIs that tell people to take themselves. Like it's going to be people who are on a crusade to destroy those AIs.
This is the realm that we have wandered into now.
Yep.
These are the questions of morality that we are going to have. These are the things that we are going to see possible in our futures now. Not just in our lifetimes, but in our children's lifetimes and beyond that. These are the things that people are going to be seeing for generations, and evolution will continue in AI just as it does with humanity. And at what point, where does it get where we have either lost control or it has taken control, which are both one and the same, obviously. But
I think we won't know
how long do we hold on?
What's this?
I think we won't know until it's too late. It won't let us know that it took control unless it already took control.
And the question is it already too late?
I don't think so, but I mean, like you said, it's kind of hard to tell. But
Would we know? Would we know?
I mean, it's too late to say we're not going to make an AI. That's for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, Cisco, like I said, man, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you called. It was good to hear from
Thank
you
you,
again.
guys.
Yes.
Love you, and I'll still be here. And it was a dark time, and it was something that made me stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Absolutely.
But I wanted to share it. If somebody, is going through stuff like this, man, it gets better. And after I went through that, it was like a purge, right? Yeah, it's like I was on the verge of losing everything, and now I don't care about anything material. Like I just enjoy every single day, every single flower, bird I see, my dog farting, whatever. I just enjoy everything.
Well, good, man.
Epic.
I'm good. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're sticking around. Call us back whenever. Check in with us. Anything you want to talk about, we're here for you, brother. And it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for calling in.
See you, Cisco. Have a good
Thanks
one,
for
man.
listening. Take it.
Dude,
You too. Bye-bye.
There's something like exceptionally inspirational about hearing someone's story of being right at the brink of destruction and then deciding against it. And I don't want to encourage myself or other people to do it just to be inspirational, because that's dark.
No, but being able to find a way back from that and then being able to appreciate life again, that's the ultimate reward and the best thing that you can hope for when making that decision, because you're literally about to call it quits. So being able to come back from that brink and be able to not only move on with your life, but find more meaning and more beauty in it, and elongate that period that you have this existence for, because you only have it once. You know, that's really like, it sucks that people have to get there in order for that to happen. But the fact that it does happen is all that much more amazing.
I know.
So
awesome.
All right.
Thanks,
Holy
sister.
shit. So you guys aren't getting 3 hours, but you got almost 2.5. I was not expecting it to take such a dark turn.
I was like holding on. My gut was like holding on. I'm like, relax, listen to the story.
Yep. But apparently that was a call we needed to take.
Thank you, Cisco.
So thanks
again.
Cisco, for calling in. Thank you to everybody who called in tonight. I'm sorry to everybody that we did not get to. Again, I've got your names all written down. We will get to you at some point. Feel free to call back in. Thank you to Shane for being here and then not being here. That's cool. He's got kids. He's sick. He needs to get some rest to get back up here Monday. Thank you to our sponsors. And again, thank you to Ian Crossland for being here.
Thanks.
Once again, thank you for all your help this week. You've been amazing, brother.
It was an electric conversation we had tonight, Brandon. Let's do it again.
Absolutely. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week on Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Be here. We will be here. And we will continue our crusade into the wild and weird. So thank you guys again so much. Have a good night. Peace.